choir. Everybody sing.
The city's biggest conversation.
Come on, precious.
One after 6. November 14, 2024. Starting on a powerful note of praise and worship. This one, El Shaddai Adonai, Spirit of Praise, and Benjamin Dubé. Oh, I love it. Says, oh, I love Jesus because he first loved me. We're starting the morning reminding ourselves to give the love we get from the Lord. What is this kind of love we get from Him? One of them is expressed in mercy. And my favorite definition of mercy is exemption from justice. Sometimes you have every right to exact justice on some people. Sharing love means to show them mercy and exempt them from justice. It doesn't mean you should not be wise, because some people do not even appreciate that, and they would have the penchant to repeat saying. But the most important point when you show mercy is that it spares you the pain and bitterness of the offense someone has done against you. So if you love the Lord, you love the song, and you say, oh, He loved me when I didn't deserve it, go ahead and look through your contacts. Those you have to show mercy, reach out to them and show them some mercy. Business Sense is brought to you by ADB. If you're a paid employee or salaried worker, you need a personal loan to resolve your financial issues. ADB is offering you a variety of personal loans, including top-up loans at significantly reduced interest rates. You'll also enjoy a longer tenure of up to 6 years. There's an offer open to non-customers as well. So kindly visit the nearest branch or call 0302 210 210, 0302 224 043 for further inquiries. ADB is the People's Bank. ADB is truly a brick and more. Welcome to your favorite dial. Welcome to your favorite show. Newspaper review is coming up shortly. It's a very interactive show. At any point, you can send in a WhatsApp note, a voice note. We're happy to share them with the rest of the world. The number is 0549 986 996, 0549 986 996. Newspaper review is coming up shortly. And Piva Beverages, Total Energies will give you the energy and the right beverages. I love it. They help us bring you the newspaper review. You will discover refreshing taste of Piva Beverages. Enjoy classic Piva Cola flavor. It's perfect fit anytime. We have the Fruity Adventure with a Piva orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. You want something exotic? Piva cocktail fruit drink. You want something sweet and juicy? We have the grapefruit drink. Piva tangy fruit drink. It's refreshing. Piva cola, Piva orange, Piva cocktail, Piva grape, Piva tangy. There is something for everyone this Christmas and even beyond. So start loading, start stocking. Call this number 0550-032-231. And it's a taste you will love, and it's an advert that's approved by the FDA. I love Benjamin Dube this morning. Listen, don't wait for December to bring Christmas early. Total Energies is kicking off the holiday spirit with our Bronya Lube special from 1st November to 31st January. Ready to spread some festive cheer. Swing by any of our branches: Liberation Road, Tessano, Dacoman, Link Road, Sakumono, Farah Avenue, Oxford Street, Community One Stadium, Apremdo. Change your engine oil and you get a free elite car wash to keep your ride sparkling. Total Energies. Check out more details on our socials. On Facebook, Total Energies Ghana, Twitter, Total Energies GH, Instagram, Total Energies GH. We're getting into the newspaper review now. You know, I love the bass line in this particular one, Nathan. Like, it's really strong and deep, right? I feel it. I love it. All right, good morning, Nathan.
Hi, good morning.
Charlie, good to see you, man.
Yes.
How's your morning going?
Well, it's going okay.
Super.
Going okay.
Yeah, and we have some papers here.
Yes, the
we'll
newspapers
go online as well.
Here.
Great. What are the papers saying?
The Daily Graphic says public split over Parliament impasse.
Okay.
Majority rates legislature poor. Others rate average good. That's according to a poll conducted by the Daily Graphic. 2 modern markets inaugurated in Techiman and in Kranza.
Okay.
Local government minister urges good governance. Border security experts seek effective measures for sub-region, and petroleum hub project will create job opportunities. That's coming in from the person in charge of the project.
Okay.
The Daily Guide, Baumia meets Catholic bishops. Non-partisan approach needed to fight terrorism. That's coming from Albert Kandapap. Edraman declares support for VIP, and AG files Salifu Amwakun wife trial papers.
Okay, now I have Ghanaian Times here. It says protecting Ghana's democracy, guard free speech, rule of law. Professor Hans is speaking here, and Ghana earns $800 million dollars through carbon trading. The president is announcing YEA Fisheries Commission military partner to train youth in fish farming. Chief Justice orders reopening of 4 courts in the Upper East region. This story is a bit dated. On the back page, Takrade Agunam Kwanta road contractor asks residents to be patient. Migojidi. And the Chronicle newspaper, GRA seizes Nigerian-made explosives at Aplao border. Smugglers assisting state security agencies in their investigations. And Brian Champo promises irrigation set up for drought-prone regions. YEA partners. That story is here as well. If you go to the Anchor newspaper, please come in.
Yes, let's go to the
And let me say good
Daily
morning
Post.
to Godfred.
Yes,
Morning.
The Daily Post says Lodina Foundation inaugurates yet another maternity and children's ward. And another story here, the Daily Post has put out some numbers to disprove what Dr. Bamia is saying, that free SHS has benefited 5 million students. The paper is saying, the paper seems to be saying otherwise. And then they say that Bamia's claim that Ghana has achieved zero hunger is a false claim.
The front page of the Anchor newspaper, UMAT to clean Galamsey polluted water bodies using technology. This according to the Vice Chancellor, Professor Richard Kwesi Amankwa. You don't understand loyalty.
Okay.
Sudmi MP rebukes McDan. Okay. There's nothing more dangerous than a learned thief. This is Boachi Ejakon. Don't vote for NDC to cancel free senior high school. Takwa MP tells students.
Okay.
If you go to the Daybreak newspaper, immigration officers to miss voting. And there's a picture of the Comptroller General here, Mr. Kwame Esua Techi. Okay. Other stories, MPP offers superior economic policy, says Richard Ahiagba. Brana Champon calls for climate change sensitive agriculture. Ghana prepares for new MCC engagement. And other stories on the front page of the Daybreak newspaper.
The front page of the Business Analyst, effective fact-checking, non-negotiable, according to the GJA president. The president of the country is on the front page of the paper. Take action on climate change. He's speaking at COP29.
The BNFT, BOG commits to robust credit market amid debt recovery challenges. Government must foster AI-friendly environment. That's coming from some business executives. And Ethiopian Airlines expands market offering with new Airbus A350-1000.
The front page of the Vanguard, finally, from me. Mustafa Hamid is Man of the Year. Fallout from Baumia's scorecard scheme. 217 SMEs owe government $4 million. There's a photo of Dinah Samoa on the front page to go with that story. Is she one of the people who I need to check the story?
Now, let me take you online. Everywhere else is MAGA. It's all about Donald Trump and his picks for cabinet. Trump stirs the pot with shock cabinet picks. This is CNN. Why Trump is trying to outrage Washington with his controversial cabinet picks. This is still CNN. And then also world leaders heading to major summits and they are wary of Trump. Chinese's Xi sees an opportunity. And if you go to Al Jazeera, they have a very interesting way of telling the war situation in Sudan. It says visualizing the war in Sudan, conflict, control and displacement. Police arrest U.S. man for scratching letters into Japanese shrine. And Israel's forced displacement in Gaza amounts to war crime. This is the HRW speaking. If you go to back home to our portals, Baumia's free dialysis promise is not a political gimmick or being Ejekum is saying our primary healthcare policy superior to NPP. This is Titus Bayo over here, and no one is safe from Galamsey's impact. Professor Gordon warns. If you go to My Joy Online, lights on or off, Institute for Energy Security Boss debates NDC and NPP track records. Nursing and midwifery trainees threaten to vote against MPP over unpaid allowances. Ghana News Agency, over 1,000 SMEs assessed for technical support to export in short term and medium term. This is Gepa Boss speaking here. And if I take you where else, let's jump into the details of the papers, gentlemen.
Okay, let me take you to the front page then of the Ghanaian Times. Professor Jeff Haynes is on the front page, one of my favorite academics.
Right.
Yes, but the story is on page 13 of the paper. Guard free speech, rule of law. Professor of politics at the London Metropolitan University in the United Kingdom, Professor Jeffrey Haynes, has underscored the need for Ghana to safeguard elements such as freedom of speech and rule of law that makes democracy liberal. He explained that although Ghana had overseen peaceful elections since it became a republic, recent reports and performance rankings by international observers showed that the elements of the country's liberal democracy was in decline. He said this at the 19th Democracy and Good Governance, which Kuruntine Akwemu public lecture organized by the Center for Democratic Governance in Accra on Tuesday. So if you ever get a chance to read Professor Jeffrey Haynes, do. He's a British man who's an expert on Jerry Rawlings.
Wow. Oh, right.
Yes.
Interesting. Now, more speeches, more talks. Galamsey is taking Ghana's landmass gradually is disappearing. This was said by Professor Chris Gordon at Achimota Speaks yesterday, and then Ehunabu Brim Pra Ajinsem the Sixth is also saying traditional leaders are not solely responsible for Galamsey crisis. All these are coming out of the Achimota Speaks yesterday, which was live on Channel 1 TV. Now, Professor Chris Gordon has issued a dire warning regarding the impact of illegal mining or Galamsey on Ghana's landscape and natural resources. Speaking at the 2024 Achimota Speaks lecture on the theme, Ghana's Death by Galamsey, Who Will Bell the Cat, Professor Gordon explained how illegal mining has not only ravaged forests and water bodies, but is also causing Ghana's landmass to erode into the sea. Then Ehunabu Brim Pra Ajinsem the Sixth tells us that traditional leaders, he has addressed those claims that traditional leaders have not taken a strong stance against illegal mining, commonly known as Galamsey. He explained that while some traditional leaders may indeed be complicit, the problem is not solely their fault. There's a quote here. If you go to channel1news.com, there are more details. But what excites me today, there's the Ashesi City Dialogue today. It's going to be happening from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And we'll be bringing you that topic is scholarship, leadership, citizenship, and nation building. So more intellectual discourse and leadership, thoughts leadership happening. Just stay tuned. We'll bring you all that.
Linked to that, the Galamsey is a story on page 2 of the Anchor newspaper, where the Vice Chancellor of the University of Mines and Tech, Professor Richard Kwesi has reaffirmed the institution's commitment to tackling the high pollution levels in Ghana's water bodies caused by illegal mining activities. And the Takwa-based university has been at the forefront of finding solutions, having developed technology to clean polluted water bodies. Well, good one coming from the university.
If you go to the Daily Graphic, staying with matters of national interest, they did an online poll and they said respondents in their online poll were almost equally split over how much the recent issues in Parliament would affect their choices in this year's election, while 2,392 of the respondents, representing 50.51% of the poll participants, said the issues in the legislature would affect their choices in December. The remaining 49.9% said the issues would have no bearing on their decisions in December.
Let me still with the Anchor newspaper. You don't understand loyalty. Subin MP rebukes McDan. That's on page 4. And that's a story that's been making the rounds. The new Patriotic Party Member of Parliament for Subin constituency, Eugene Boachienchi, has rebuked businessman Mr. Daniel Macaulay for not being loyal to the Kufuor government in spite of the benefits he has received. The former Deputy Minister for Works and Housing said McDan should be the last person to criticize the MPP administration, given the huge investments the governing party has made in his business, as well as juicy contracts awarded to him.
Quite interesting. To the campaign trail or election-related matters,
Yes.
Dr. Baumia has met with the Ghana Catholic Bishops, or he met with the Ghana Catholic Bishops Conference yesterday at the Pope John Paul Formation Center at Ofuasi Kokobing in the Ashanti region. The meeting, led by the conference president, Most Reverend Dr. Matthew Kwesi Jemfi, focused on pressing national issues, including the upcoming elections and the moral fiber of Ghanaian society. Dr. Baumia, in a statement posted on his social media platforms, described the discussions as, quote, open, frank, and insightful, end quote. He expressed gratitude for the opportunity to engage with the Catholic bishops, and he specifically thanked them for their fatherly advice, which he deemed invaluable.
Let me take you to page 3 of the Chronicle. Very serious story here, where the security agencies have impounded a consignment of mining explosives which were smuggled into the country through Koglo border in the Volta region. The explosives arrived from Nigeria by road and have since been secured with Backdon Company Limited. Information available to the Chronicle has said that on May 29, 2024, following information intercepted by the security agents at the Sigbe border post, about 18 kilometers north of Aplau, a truck with registration number AV1442RB was intercepted. Though the truck was supposed to be carrying home consumption items, during examination, some quantities of packages suspected to be explosives were found.
If you go to page 3, or staying with the daily guide, AG files Salifu Amwako wife trial papers. Jibril Abdul Razak writes for the paper, and he says the Office of the Attorney General has filed disclosure documents it intends to rely on for the trial of Archbishop Elisha Salifu Amwako, his wife Moha Amwako, over their son's accident or car crash resulting in the death of 2 young girls. The office is, however, yet to file the witness statements of the witnesses it will be calling to prove the guilt of the 2 who have been charged with 1 count of permitting an unlicensed person to drive. An Assistant State Attorney, Yao Aqua, told the court yesterday that the prosecution had filed its first batch of disclosures, which were yet to be served. He said, although a copy of it was not on the court's docket, quote, counsel for the accused persons have been served with the disclosures and we are left with our written statements, end quote. Now, the case was adjourned to the 28th of November for case management conference. So we'll keep an eye on this and see how it evolves.
Let me take you to the Vanguard newspaper and this story from on the SMEs and the Baumia scorecard scheme. So on page 3 of the paper, they report that not long ago, Vice President Baumia, presidential candidate of the MPP, launched a system called My Credit Score, a reference system to check the financial records of loan-seeking individuals and small and medium-scale enterprise. Based on the record in the system generates, they get their loans in a relatively short time. However, Vanguard investigations and documents interceptors show that 217 small and medium-scale enterprises that benefited from these loans owe government the tune of $4.8 million. They collected these loans from 2 support initiatives the government introduced during the COVID-19 period. These include Kabas and Ghana Cares or Batampa programs. Now, it goes on to then list some of the people. So say, for instance, the chairman of the Ghana Federation of the Disabled confirmed that out of the 10,000 registered members who were affected by the lockdown, a little over 1,000 benefited from food packages. And then also, according to the report, Diana Samuel, a gospel musician, benefited immensely from the COVID fund by receiving monies for virtual concert and also allegedly for her business interest. You can get the paper for more details.
Interesting one. The depot upgrade supplier issues behind limited supply. This is COPEC speaking on Channel 1 News.com. The Chamber of Petroleum Consumers Ghana, COPEC, has assured the public that there is no actual fuel shortage in the country, explaining that the current perception of scarcity is due to supply delays caused by ongoing upgrades at both depots in Kumasi and Accra. So that's some assurance coming in. Looking through the story, there is no timeline to when this upgrade and supplier issues will be done, but at least we are rest assured that it's not shortage that is leading to this. But everywhere else you go, Trump stirs the pot with shock cabinet picks.
Oh, you are going international already?
Yes, you are doing something
yes,
great.
let me do
Please.
The Western region a bit.
Sure, what's
from
happening
Apremdo, the back page of the Ghanaian Times.
Yes.
A contractor working on the 23-kilometer Takrade Agunan Kwanta dual carriageway in the Western region has appealed to residents living along the project site to be patient with the contractors as they are doing everything possible to complete the project. The contractor's message, Just More Construction Limited, made the appeal in reaction to concerns of residents about the need to tackle the dust situation and the inconvenience motorists faced on a daily basis. So you can also get a copy of the newspaper.
The contractor says, "Me bojidi, take your time." Okay, now let me take you elsewhere.
Yes.
Trump is here. He's stirring the pot with his picks. President-elect Donald Trump's cabinet picks. President-elect Donald Trump's cabinet picks keep getting more outlandish, which may be part of the point. Attorney General Rep. Matt Gaetz, the right-wing provocateur who is being investigated by the House Ethics Committee for allegations of sexual misconduct. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, a weekend Fox News host who served in the Army National Guard. So his appointments are, sort of stirring the pot, we are told here. But world leaders are on the edge, we are told. Why Trump's cabinet picks leave Washington in shock this year, but world leaders heading to major summits are wary of Trump. China's Xi sees an opportunity, and story says that stop misbehaving. Okay, good, it's come. It says that as leaders from across the world gather for 2 major summits in South America in the coming days, the uncertainty brought by Donald Trump's impending return to the White House is expected to loom large. Many will be grappling with what Trump's America First agenda will mean for the global economy and the grinding conflicts in Europe and the Middle East. China, perhaps more than most countries, will be bracing for fractious relations ahead with the United States. But for Chinese leader Xi Jinping, the upcoming gatherings provide an opportunity in the wake of Trump's election victory to advance Beijing's own objectives, driving a wedge between the U.S. and its allies and presenting China as an alternative, stable leader. But then we are also told that Xi Jinping is likely to meet Trump sometime soon. So there's a lot happening around Trump and world leaders bidding to meet for a final time with Xi this week as a new Trump era of China relations begins. That story is here as well. President Joe Biden will meet for a final time this week with Chinese President Xi Jinping as he prepares to hand over power and the reins of the world's most consequential bilateral relationship to President-elect Donald Trump in January. So a lot of all that happening internationally, and we have our own issues to also deal with back home, gentlemen. Yeah. So that will be it for the newspaper review. Thank you, Godfrey. Thank you, Nathan.
The Citi Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation.
Oh, jump on now.
Go. Google me. At what time when you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I don't change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind said be the 3-in-1 action. No, Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my go be fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my go be inside?
I give you info. Make a feel the go be too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
My body, when you wake up in the morning, and you know the money calling, oh you go work. But you know it's I on your side. If I believe with us, if I hold my hand and believe, cause you know it's I on your side. And when you dream, no say I did for you. And when you hustle every day, many wanna go. Anything you do, I did for you. Many want. If I believe I did your side. Fidelity. If I believe with us, fidelity. fidelity.
Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva Tangerine fruit drink, bursting with tangerine flavor. Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, Piva Tangerine. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 055-00-322-31. Piva, a taste you love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Oh my, it's slices on a bit.
Guinea, ice.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi
97.3. This is your cue to make that move. Haja, move Kawamenala. Well, if you need to make every move, any move at all, do that with EcoBank's money emergency number. Save the number star 770 hash. Star 770 hash. It's your money emergency number. If you are in an emergency situation, you need funds transfer, utility bill payment, airtime, data purchase, so much more. Just dial this number. EcoBank will always come to your rescue, and you can make the move and dance to Haja. So dial star 770 hash now for solutions to your money emergencies. EcoBank is a Pan-African bank. EcoBank, together with Guel and MTN, are happy to usher in a wonderful lady who's in the studio this morning to bring us the City Business News, Nashika Caesar.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
And let's say a special morning to the lady in red. Good morning.
Good morning, Caleb. How are you?
I'm very good. How are you doing too?
I'm all right.
Wonderful. What's in the business today?
Hello and welcome to the breakfast edition of the City Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goyle and EcoBank. My name is Nashika Caesar. Coming up, private legal practitioner files application at Supreme Court, stopping government from borrowing on the Treasury bills market. Also coming up, Consolidated Bank Ghana CBG assures customers that the suspension of its foreign exchange license will not affect the full operations of its banking services. And later, Chamber of Petroleum Consumers Ghana COPEC cautions consumers against panic buying of petrol, pledging that efforts are currently underway to stabilize fuel supply. Let's settle for the details of our stories now. Consolidated Bank Ghana CBG is assuring its customers that the suspension of its foreign exchange license will not affect the full operations of its banking services. It says all of its branches and digital platforms are still open for transactions, urging the customers to remain calm. The Bank of Ghana has imposed a 1-month suspension on the forex license of CBG Ghana over multiple violations of market regulations. But CBG in a statement assured that it will be engaged in the central bank as a regulator to get the license restored by the end of the expiration of the suspension period. Away from that, the worst may still be ahead for the local currency as market analysts project the cedi could cross the 18 cedi mark against the dollar by year end. This forecast comes despite recent government assurances of strong buffers to stabilize the local currency. In an interview with Citi Business News, banking consultant Dr. Richmond Echiahene pointed out that while many importers and businesses have already secured stock for the festive season, the ongoing pressures on the cedi remain a serious concern. Dr. Echiahene stressed that beyond holiday inventory needs, the currency's depreciation continues to impact the overall cost structure for business reliant on import, potentially leading to increased consumer prices into early 2025.
Those who are saying the cedi would appreciate, you made a point, very good. All importers might have finished with their importation, but that does not stop people from hedging or saving in FX. And all these things put pressure on already declined or depreciated cedi. So for me, it's not going to get better. It's going to get a little bit worse. If it's traded at 17 something, I hope it will trade by 17, 18 or close to 18 by the end of the year. Because the whole thing is that even if you have brought your things, after Christmas you need to settle. If you are very good and you have your cash in treasury bill, you disinvest it and go into dollar and hedge. So that immediately the Christmas is gone, you can pay for your commodity. That's how the price of the cedi and the currency works around international trade.
That was banking consultant Dr. Richmond Echiahene speaking there. Away from that, the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers Ghana COPEC is urging consumers to remain calm and desist from panic buying of petrol, assuring that efforts are currently underway to stabilize fuel supply. COPEC has expressed concerns over recent fuel shortages at various pumps in the capital and across other regions. The shortage has been attributed to disruptions in supply caused by ongoing upgrades at Boston's depots in APD, Kumasi and Mamiwata. The executive secretary of COPEC, Duncan Amwa, in an interview, has been speaking in this interview with Citi Business News.
Due to what we term as backwardation in pricing at this point, where international market benchmarks are rolling back, and so if you lock a price in at 600 and then it declines to 550, you'll be taking a hit of $50 on a metric. So these challenges would exist, but that said, I am quite aware that there are some cargoes that are discharging this evening. By tomorrow morning, we should have products coming to the market. So latest the weekend, there should be some stability in supplies across the various fuel stations that are experiencing these shortages. I do not think that consumers should panic. The situation is under control currently, and I'm sure that by the end of the week, we would have been able to normalize whatever the situation is.
Duncan Amwa is the executive secretary of the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers COPEC. Now, the Minister of State at the Ministry of Energy, Herbert Kwapa, has expressed optimism that Ghana can avoid future setbacks in international arbitration cases following a recent legal challenge regarding the utilization of offshore oil fields. Ghana experienced a setback in an international arbitration case focused on a directive to unitize the Sankofa oil field operated by ANI and Vitol with the neighboring Afina discovery managed by Springfield Exploration and Production Limited, but managed to avert potentially substantial financial damages. Speaking to the media at the launch of the Africa Oil Week, which is set to be hosted in Ghana for the first time from the 15th to 18th of September 2025, Herbert Kwapa acknowledged the ruling and emphasized that lessons learned from the case should shape Ghana's approach to avoid similar legal complications in the future.
After unitization, I think sometimes it comes down to the question of how laws are interpreted and rules are interpreted, but ultimately the lesson is learned and then we approach some of these things in a better way in the future. And so the ruling has been given and government has indicated that we are not going to take any further step, but what we'll do is to ensure that the ruling is respected, and that's exactly what we're doing. As you know, the appraisal well or re-entry of the well is currently being undertaken by Springfield, and then once they are done, the data will be shared, and then together with ENI, they can go on with the exchange of the data and the analysis. Only if the ministry has to come in, will we come in? But as I say, the lessons have been learned, and it's the hope that going forward, some of these mistakes will not be made.
Herbert Kwapa is Minister of State at the Energy Ministry. Founder and Executive Chairman of the Africa Prosperity Network, Gabi Ochredako, is advocating for a review of Ghana's current participation interest in oil exploration, currently set at 15% under the Petroleum Exploration and Production Act 2016, Act 919.
If you're going to have AOW in Ghana, if we're going to leverage on having it in Ghana, then we must also have a look at our fiscal regime again. Anytime you make noise about changing our fiscal regime, people say it's unpatriotic. You can have one that seems to give the best for Ghana, but if it doesn't make Ghana attractive for the investor, then what's the point? So let's have a look at it and do something about it. If it means bringing it back down to 10%, I'm sure the minister is hearing me. We should do so, because there's no point in leaving it underground. Before we realize 40, 50 years, people would have moved on. So let's make it attractive so we can get the oil and gas off the ground and use it to develop our country and for the good of our people.
Gabi Ochredako is founder and executive chairman of the Africa Prosperity Network. Now, a private legal practitioner, Jonathan Amable, has filed an injunction application at the Supreme Court seeking an immediate halt to government borrowing on the Treasury bills market. The plaintiff in the writ, as cited by Citi Business News, wants the government and all its agencies to be stopped from issuing Treasury bills to finance government business due to the failure to seek parliamentary approval for such issuance, contrary to provisions in the 1992 Constitution. He argues that the development, if not prohibited, will continue to have dire effect on the economy. The defendant in the case is the Attorney General of the Republic of Ghana. Now, Varun Beverages, an Indian multinational led by billionaire Ravi Jaipuria, has agreed to acquire PepsiCo's bottling operations in Ghana for $15.1 million. In a statement, the company said the deal forms part of a broader $169.6 million purchase covering operations both in Ghana and Tanzania, and marks an expansion of Varun Beverages' footprint in Africa. The acquisition of SBG Beverages Ghana Limited, which was finalized subject to regulatory approvals, will see Varun Beverages take full control of Pepsi's bottling and distribution network in Ghana. SBCG manufactures and sales of the PepsiCo franchise brands Pepsi, Pepsi Max, 7-Up, 7-Up Free, Mirinda, Mountain Dew, and Evervest. CBGC also manufactures and sells energy drink under its own brand Cheetah. Let's now take a quick market check on the currency board across some forex bureaus. The dollar could be sold to you at 17 cedis. The British pound is going for 21 cedis, 10 pesos. And the euro could be sold to you at 18 cedis, 20 pesos. And that's it for the breakfast edition of the Citi Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goil, and EcoBank. My name is Nashika Caesar. Many thanks for your company. Do have a great business day.
The other day, I visited Kweku at his spunky new office to congratulate him on opening his business. And man, was I impressed. The business is just moving quick. The sales, customers, everything is just working seamlessly. The secret? He said,
it's MTN Business Broadband. In this fast-paced environment, we need fast and reliable internet to support all business types. No laggy online meetings, great download and upload speeds, impeccable business management systems, all inclusive. I mean, you can have it all.
Sharp! I signed on immediately.
To enable your business stay ahead and stay connected, make sure you're signed on to the best internet made just for businesses. MTN Business Broadband. Sign up today on broadband.mtn.com.gh and manage your account on my MTN app. Call 0244-308-111 for more information. We are good together everywhere you go.
For over 60 years, Good Energy has served you top quality fuels. Goil brings you Super XP for a smooth ride. It is available in Goil stations nationwide. Gall Super XP is fortified with special additives which help your engine perform better and use less fuel. Gall Super XP is quality fuel, the ideal choice for most vehicles. Energize your ride with Gall Super XP. Who feel ya? Huh? Who be feel? Good energy. Joy,
Every day, people have money emergencies. Ma, I need my school fees. Mommy chop money. Cratchet. Mommy rent. Emergency. Now, there's a new emergency number in town. More money, challenge and enjoyment. At the top life we got. Dial star 770 hash for money emergencies and chop life.
For emergency access to your bank accounts, transfers, utility payments, loans, and more, dial star 770 hash. Bank on the go even without data with EcoBank's short code for digital banking. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
We understand the excitement and preparations that comes when your child gains admission into senior high school. But we at the Agricultural Development Bank, ADB PLC, also understand the financial burden this comes with. The chop box, trunk, school mattress, you name it. That's why we have partnered with Prospectus Ghana Limited to offer financial support for parents by introducing the ADB Quick Purchase. With a smart loan of up to 20,000 Ghana cedis, you can pick up all the items on your child's prospectus for school. ADB PLC offers you a repayment plan of 12 months to relieve you of all that heavy financial burden. Every ADB customer who receives their salaries through the bank, military and police personnel, and all other workers on the Controller and Accountant General's payroll qualify for this facility. Walk into any ADB branch nationwide or any Prospectus Ghana Limited office near you to apply for the ADB Quick Purchase. Terms and conditions apply. ADB, the People's Bank. ADB, truly a Greek and more.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Oh my, this flex is on a bit.
Guinea, ice.
It's 15 after 7. Kickoff is coming your way shortly. When is the Black Stars game? And do we have any hope at all? How are you feeling about the game? You'll find out more about that in Kickoff. Gabi Affairs here. He has all that information for you. Kickoff is brought to you by Zonda Ghana Limited, your one-stop shop for quality trucks like Shantui bulldozers, excavators, graders, payloaders, rollers, power pickups, TX trucks, oil tanks, all made right here in Ghana at Zonda Ghana Limited. Beyond all these, we provide you top-notch after-sales service for all your heavy and light-duty trucks as well as machinery needs. So visit us today at any of the 7 branches around the country and also at the head office off the Tema Aplau Road, close to the Free Zones Enclave in Tema. Numbers to call 050-177-2222, 050-177-3333. Zonda is built in Ghana, building Ghana. And listen, let's talk about water storage, because you know we have water problems in this our country. But when it comes to water storage tanks in Ghana, the name everyone knows is Polytank. We've been around for more than 30 years. We are the first, the best, certainly the original, most trusted. So go for guaranteed quality. Choose Polytank. Polytank near Papa no near. Just beware that Polytank does not request for Momo payments online. Move Kai Womnele. Gambia affairs in the move. It's in the studio. Move Kai Womnele.
Move Kai Womnele.
No. Move Kai Womnele. What move are you making?
Oh, okay.
So what move are you making?
Move Kai
Womnele.
Womnele.
Yeah, that's better.
Oh,
yeah,
that's cool.
You got it. You got it. So what move are we making in the world of sports?
Well, the Black Stars are in the conversation. They're in action later tomorrow. But just quick one. You know the funny thing? So today, Sudan is taking on Niger. If Sudan gets a draw or a win,
we are done.
It means that the two games against Angola and Niger, that's our games.
Yeah. The outcome
would be rendered useless, yes. So because we blew our chances. So 4 games.
We have to pray against Sudan doing well.
The prayer won't work.
They should just lose the game.
I mean, Sudan will also pray.
Yeah, and who's their coach again?
Kwesi Appiah.
Oh, the boss.
Welcome aboard to the Thursday edition of Kickoff on 97.3. We are proudly sponsored by Shell Lachelle, Zonda Jage, and Polytank Ghana. Let's get straight into the detail and starting off with the Black Stars, and they're on the verge of missing their first AFCON tournament since 2004, having ended their qualifying group in last place with only 4 points. That was back in 2004. Well, now Ghana's chances of qualifying for the 2025 tournament are not slim as they failed to secure a win in their first 4 matches, but their hopes will be entirely eliminated if Sudan secures at least a draw against Niger later today. If Sudan qualifies, Ghana's upcoming match against Angola and Niger will be irrelevant to their qualification. We have more in the following report. The 2025 Africa Cup of Nations, the 35th edition of CAF's Biennial African Football Tournament, will be held in Morocco for the second time, marking its first return there since 1988. A total of 24 teams, including host nation Morocco, will compete in next year's tournament, with 8 teams having already secured their places. For Ghana's Black Stars, failing to qualify for Morocco would underscore the team's recent decline in AFCON performances, which began in 2019 with a round of 16 exit against Tunisia. This was followed by consecutive group stage eliminations in Cameroon and Cote d'Ivoire, signaling a troubling trend in the nation's AFCON record. Football writer for LondonWorld.com, Roman Osman, wants Otuado sacked after such a horrible run in the AFCON qualifying series.
AFCON be 16 teams. Ghana, then we know they sweat qualify. 16 teams.
Yeah.
Right now, they expand them to 24. We talk about if a manager no qualify, make it stay. In the state world, like all these things for day in contract inside. So like if you can't go to, that's the bare minimum. If you can't go to the AFCON, why for day? To do what? What's the job? Like you can't qualify to the AFCON. We could qualify to the AFCON like when you close here. The last time we not qualify for AFCON was like maybe 2004. That time them Kudusi chopped like 4 years or something. See Mohamed Kudus right now. So for me, it's not a discussion. He's got to find a way of qualifying, or like he literally what's he staying on for? Like that's standards. That's the same point I'm talking about. What's the standard?
Dismissing Otuado would require the Football Association to appoint a new coach ahead of the 2026 World Cup qualifiers, which resumes in March 2025 when Ghana faces Chad and Madagascar. Can the Black Stars qualify for the 2026 World Cup, set to take place in the United States of America, Mexico, and Canada?
Final whistle, Ghana are as good as out.
All right, and so the game is later tomorrow against Angola. That's the match day 5 of the 2025 AFCON qualifiers. And before Ghana's game tomorrow, we have some other games from the AFCON qualifiers taking place today. And Equatorial Guinea will play Algeria 1 p.m. Lesotho is up against Central African Republic. South Sudan will take on Congo. Burundi is up against Malawi. Madagascar will play Tunisia. Niger will take on Sudan. And these two countries are in Ghana's group. Of course, the Black Stars will be keeping tabs on this game later today. A win or a draw means Sudan will join Angola as the two teams to qualify from Group F. And for Ghana, the two games against Angola and Niger will hold no significance if the Black Stars manage to clinch a win at failure. To do so would mean missing the AFCON tournament for the first time since 2004. How bad would this be on the Ghana Football Association?
Keto Kreko in GFA, they've just messed up a big opportunity given to them. You see, as Kettle's come on them, then there was no expectation. You know how when a football go down, number 12 happened, everything bends to the ground. There was no even standard. Like they had to start from afresh. But you know, the very really car crash they had was that they didn't invest into doing things the right way. So in the end, my reputation is not even there. Like there's no trust from the public. Every single decision, even something where normally nothing day inside, still people they criticize. You know why? Because they're not. And I just highlighted one example. Even the way they communicate to the public, like Henry is not supposed to be the front when you want to channel a communication. Because you see, Henry has colleagues who know him and knew him when he was the press person. How strong will they take his opinion?
All right, it's interesting thoughts from football writer Roman Osman. He's with LondonWorld.com. Speaking to Nathan Kwa on Football Made in Ghana yesterday. Well, some more AFCON games coming up later today. Rwanda will take on Libya. Benin is up against Nigeria. Burkina Faso will play Senegal. That should be a good game. Well, from the AFCON qualifiers, the Black Galaxies beat Great Olympics and Atram Divisi in two separate friendly matches at the Legon Stadium yesterday as part of preparations for the 2024 CHAN qualifier against Nigeria next month. Well, Didi Dramani is the head coach for that side, and his side trashed Great Olympics by 5-2 with a brace from Heart of Lions Mustafa Yakubu and further goals from Issa Yakubu and Swatchaman's Rahman Mohammed and Kotoko Saka Dauda. Well, in the second match, Ghana's under-20 side, Jerry Freire scored a spectacular overhead kick in the side's 2-1 win over the same opponent. And for the friendly matches, it forms part of preparations for the CHAN tournament. Qualifiers, of course, will begins in December, and that first leg tie is against Nigeria will take place between December 20 to 2022. 22 in Ghana before the return leg comes off December 27, 29 in Nigeria. We take it to Europe, and United captain Bruno Fernandes says that is the right moment for new boss Ruben Amorim to bring a change of energy to the club when Amorim takes charge of his first United game against Ipswich on November 24. He'll become United's 6th permanent manager since Sir Alex Ferguson retired in 2013. On the part of England, Captain Harry Kane is unhappy with a number of players who have withdrawn from the latest squad, insisting England comes before club. Now, 9 players have dropped out of the squad for Lee Casley's final 2 matches as interim manager before Thomas Tuchel takes charge in January.
Do you feel it's a drift? Well, I feel like the squad has completely changed in that period. There's been a lot of people, a lot of new players, a lot of younger players. Obviously, Lee's tried to breed in some of the young under-21 players who have been doing well. This camp, for example, there's been a lot of people pulled out. So I think there's a shift in terms of the core of the team. We had a strong core for a large period, and Gareth was part of that core as well. That's now changing, so it's natural that, you know, in this period we've found a little bit of up and down performances. I thought the first couple were really good with Lee, the second 2 weren't as good. But now it's kind of our responsibility to make sure we finish strong, and I think we want to do that for Lee as well. We want to make sure we try and win these 2 games and get that promotion, and you know, he deserves that kind of that send-off.
All right, so that's England skipper Harry Kane speaking there. Some more games in the UEFA Nations League. Belgium will play Italy at 7:45. England themselves take on Greece at the same time. And France will play Israel. Kazakhstan is up against Austria. Ireland take on Finland. Slovenia will play Norway. And for the South American qualifiers, Venezuela is up against Brazil at 9 p.m. Paraguay will play Argentina at 11:30 p.m. That's your sport. For more, you can head to City Sports Online. That's coming on X at City Sports JJ. Back later, 5 p.m. with Sports Flash and a traffic covering. Kickoff is proudly brought to you by Shell, Lesia, Zonda GH, and Polytank Ghana. Papa Nuni. My name is Gabby Ofa. Enjoy the rest of your day. Do take care and bye-bye.
Hey, well, yo, I did tire for Abu Chef. See, everything I do, Abu won't do some. Last year, I bought a cattle farm in Yanton. I see he go buy a farm next to mine. I marry Fauzia. No, he marries Fauzia's sister. I buy my motorbike. I see, no, he go buy motorbike too. Hey.
But you don't see, since you buy your bike, he has bought 4 motorbikes, which have all broken down. You know they maintain bikes at all.
His problem is he dey put wrong lubricant for his bike inside. The correct motorbike oil, where if you put inside be Shell Advanced Lubricant. Shell Advanced Lubricant be the only motorbike oil where they make them for motorbike to protect engine, clutch, and brake. Where no. Wait me, wallahi, I no go tell him. Shell. Hey, well, wait, where you go?
If you don't go tell Abu, me I go tell him say make you use Shell Advanced Lubricant for him bike.
Hey.
Visit any Shell station or distributor today to get your Shell Advanced Lubricant for your motorbike. Shell Advance, complete protection for your bike.
Polytankinye, Papa Nunye, Polytankinye, Papa Nunye,
Papa Naka Messi, Papa Nunye Kamesi, only one Polytank, strong and reliable, trusted by generation. We want the citizens to buy only Polytank.
Polytankinye, Papa Nunye, Polytankinye, Papa Nunye, Accra Plumbers, say so.
Guys, Charlie, you know that mining contract I've been chasing for years. I just got awarded the deal. But the issue is where to get the right and quality heavy-duty trucks to execute this job here in Ghana.
Relax, my guy. Remember my recent construction deal at Pokwase? Zonda sorted me out.
Zonda? What? Who is that?
Zonda Tech Ghana Limited is your one-stop shop for machinery, heavy and light-duty trucks, and pickups. They have the Shantui bulldozers, graders, payloaders, rollers, poor pickups, 4 land light trucks, TX trucks, and oil tanks, made and assembled right here in Ghana with top-notch after-sales service and standard prices.
Made in Ghana. This is amazing.
You haven't seen my Zonda Power pickup, which I take to the office? Strong, durable, and tough on our roads.
Hey, that's from Zonda too?
Absolutely. Zonda is the right place for you, my guy.
Oh, now I am sorted with Zonda. Zonda Tech Ghana Limited, your solution for heavy and light-duty trucks, located at Tema, off the Flower Road. Call 0501-772-222 or 0501-773-333. Zonda, built in Ghana, building Ghana.
In a world where only the best survives, you need a fuel that can match your drive. A fuel with unparalleled protection for your engine, superior efficiency, and unrivaled performance. A fuel so unbeatable, when you get behind the wheel, you'll focus on what really matters. The journey ahead. That fuel is Shell V-Power, because no other fuel gives your engine better protection, better efficiency, and better performance. Be unbeatable. Drive unbeatable. Shell V-Power. Shell, go well.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
Join the Republic Verse. Enter the Republic Bank space. Online or within the banking hall, we open the right doors for you to make the most of life. With our suite of superb banking products and services, our clients, corporate, SME, investments, and individuals get to enjoy amazing benefits. Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
We're the one for you.
There's no price like the ShopRite price. That's why we are committed to bringing you lower prices on all the essentials you need. Like 1 liter Cindy sunflower oil, only 45 cedis, 99 pence worth, and 340 grams Sierra frozen chicken franks for just 19 cedis, 99 pence worth. Never pay more than the ShopRite price. Prices valid until 17th November 2024. Only at ShopRite.
Ojam, did you know the NDC once promised a one-time premium for NHIS?
Yeah, but when they won the elections, they could not implement it and almost collapsed the NHIS. Today, this same man is promising Mahama Care and free primary health care.
They think we are kids in this country. We don't have short memories, like Mahama said. Remember the capitation pilot in Ashanti? You were stuck with one health facility, no matter what.
That was so limiting. But look at us now under the MPP. There's real change.
The MPP expanded NHIS coverage to include serious conditions like childhood cancer, sickle cell disease, and kidney dialysis for children under 18 years and old people from 60 years and above. Today, with just a short code, you can renew your insurance.
Truly, the MPP has restored our hope in the health system. See the Agenda 111 and other new hospitals are springing up everywhere.
So, this election, let's vote for continuity. Let's vote to protect our health care. We will not fall for fake promises again.
Hello.
Good morning, oh. Please, am I speaking to Madam Mavins?
Morning. Annie Mavis ni. 1 year.
I am Alfred. Me free MTN. Sisiana we notice say Obi Isika wo wallet ni.
Jesus Christ. Me sika my brain ya.
Oh, madam. Nyabuche. Sika say na na wo wallet ni.
2,000 Ghana rather be wo. Yes, Jesus.
Oh no. We die bo momo pin na yam block sani pano.
What broken? Okay. Why? 9.
Auntie Mavis Jai, MTN will never call you with any number except 0244 300,000. Sure, don't entertain calls discussing your Momo wallet or claiming you've won money or gifts from MTN. Report any suspicious activity by calling 100 or using *170#, the Momo app, my MTN app, or email mmfraudteam.gh@mtn.com. Stay alert.
MTN.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
A moment of silence.
Something wicked. Hey, beats like ah boy, hear me oh. My telele, girl say she want some dang belele. After she sip on the champagne, she benke mini matelele, magelele. Aba you like it, put in her mouth and she want bite it. Things set already and me have to strike it like a baby pelele in the 90s. Tell you this, deal with it, deal with it, deal with it in there. My telele, me a go deal with it about a thing where I go on there. My telele, when the body buck and shot, make man no fit to walk past. My telele, say she go give you the body oh, she don't want your money oh. My telele, them they think you be hard but you carry anti-car. My telele. Telele, it be your own time. Me now, basa, don't call me. Take you while like a song goalie. My queer to me now when I go bowling. Man strong and fit, cause so bowling. Me head up on up, man a fry eye. No pill, no syrup, can't cool eye. Take you way up like El Shaddai. Come fill up your cup and test no lie. Deal with it.
The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
When the body buck and start, make man no fit to walk past. Say she go give you the body. think you be hard, but you carry anti-caro. My telele, it be your own cargo. My telele, take it away, don't let it go. Don't fool your body, don't take it switch you up. Hey, plug it in, don't cut up the floor. Like chromium, nobody have to know. Whoa, yo. Alatonya, my hugger, see you been I'm low. Whoa, yo. I've been daddy in a chicken window. Deal with it in there. My telele, me I go deal with it. About a thing where I go under. My telele, when the body buck and start, make man no fit to walk past. My telele, say she go give you the body, yo. She don't want your money, yo. My telele, them they think you be hard, but you carry anti-caro. My telele, it be your own cargo. My telele, deal with it.
Happy birthday to Catherine Abuaje of Fidelity Bank, East Legon branch. This one didn't come with a name, but it's 37 after 7. A Citi Breakfast Show. Mike Telele, Stone Boy. He says, Mike Telele. Good morning. Please help me wish my wife Jennifer Asamoah a wonderful happy birthday. The kids and myself want to tell her we love you and cherish you dearly. May God put a smile on your face, whatever may come your way. This is coming from Hamilton. This one says, today is my son Mayowo Kofi Adovo's 10th birthday. Kindly wish him for me. Mayowo Kofi Adovo. Happy birthday. This is coming from your dad Michael Eche. Happy birthday. 0549986996 is the number. 0549986996 is the number. You can join us via WhatsApp. And let me say a very special good morning to Professor Ahmed Nuru Zakaria, CEO of the National Ambulance Service. Nathan, Professor Nuhu Ahmed Zakaria.
Okay.
He's the CEO of the National Ambulance Service.
I see.
He's been there for close to 18 years.
Wow.
He's the longest serving CEO there. The service turned 20 last. They turned 20 this year. Okay. Last night they had an awards and dinner night. So I was in the mix doing things, and I learned from the the CEO of the Public Services Commission that once upon a time on an international media outlet there was a quiz about a country for people to answer which country carries dead bodies in ambulances but sick people in taxis, and the answer happened to be our beloved country. That was in the past, but he was expressing delight that over the years the ambulance service had improved in their services to the public in terms of their fleet numbers, even their staff. They have a training school where they go through training themselves, have a lot of partnerships with the other affiliate security agencies, and also it was a good night last night. Go home like past 12, and I had a good time observing them have fun and honoring all those they had to. But this morning there are big issues that are catching our attention. We'll be bringing all of them to you. Some of you are sharing your experiences, bitter ones, with respect to traffic and the flyover, the flower pot interchange that has been built. We'll bring you some voices, have a conversation. As you know, COP29 is ongoing and the president is there. He's speaking big. He's charging world leaders to shun the rhetoric and the narrative and the empty talks. He says the time to deal with climate issues is now. Back home in Ghana, Achimota Speaks has been speaking truth to power, and they are also demanding that the time to go beyond the rhetoric is now. We need proper action. And Professor Chris Gordon, as well as other experts in the area, have been proffering solutions and demanding prompt answers. There's a lot that is happening. It's a cocktail of issues we'll be bringing to you. But
But before we jump into them and some of your dedications that have come through, some quick announcements for you. If you want a British degree at a fraction of the cost, a vibrant student experience in a community that equips you with useful employability skills, taking you closer to your career, to the career of your dreams, mighty scholarships up to 50%, then your dream college is the Lancaster University Ghana. You will be taught by the finest faculty trained to UK standards. For more information, visit www.lancaster.edu.gh. Email us admissions@lancaster.edu.gh. Number to call is 020-960-7008. Lancaster University Ghana, the only British university campus in West Africa. We are thrilled, we are happy to announce the return of your favorite Coca-Cola original taste of 300 ml glass bottle. You can buy now, enjoy the refreshing taste of Coca-Cola with the convenience of returning your glass bottles for reuse. Dive into a world of flavor with Coca-Cola, Fanta and Sprite. And this is going for 3 cedis 50 pesos. If you prefer a different twist, your favorite Coca-Cola drink is available in the 300 ml recyclable PET bottle for 6 cedis. More details on this campaign and activation, find out more on social media pages, Instagram and Facebook at Coca-Cola_GH. Experience real magic with Coca-Cola's original taste. And for all our friends in the SME space, we are introducing Yellow Biz, our new multi-service bundle with everything you need for smarter business solutions. This all-in-one package consists of 4G plus router with 10 gigabytes of free data, Microsoft Office 365 genuine Microsoft applications, WebWiz, a customized business website for your business. Unicom Service is a unified business communication solution for your virtual call center, IVR and conferencing needs. With MTN Yellow Biz, your business will gain access to advanced productivity tools. Call us now and stay ahead of the competition. 100 is the number to call, or 0244-308-111. Email us mtnbusiness.gh@mtn.com. Visit mtn.com.gh/business or any of our offices for your Yellow Biz. Stay connected everywhere you go. Terms and conditions apply.
All right, there are some birthday dedications before we get into some other announcements. Happy birthday to Abriel Agatha Chame of Roses Creche and Daycare Center Mara. She's 2 today, from your auntie Ya Jekuma of TF Financial Services Head Office. Happy 4th birthday to my daughter Lamara Edu of Helga International School at Denta. We love you so much, from your parents and siblings Valentino, Seraphim, Vasha and Kiran. The message is from Martin Kofi Edu of GNPC. This one says, please wish our daughter Ikia Oye Safro happy 12th birthday. She attends Victory Presby Church School at Fafraha. This is from her parents and her brothers. Kindly wish Madam Araba Arthur of the Apostolic Church Ghana Dishi Assembly in Agona Swedru. She's also a teacher at the Swedru School of Business. On behalf of all your children in Ghana and diaspora, we wish you long life from Enoch Bounful. And happy birthday to Mr. Cyril Menu. He's 57 today. May he be blessed with more of everything from Ophelia Frimpong. And happy birthday to Evangelist Ajimang Apia Jr., caretaker of the Gethsemane Methodist Society. Bechele Samko from Henry Kwabla Chatro, who's a society steward.
Okay.
And SG Ghana has great news. They are giving you the SG Ghana Visa card, and you can do amazing things. And they are saying that you are getting a cashback every time you shop with your SG Ghana Visa card from now till the 31st of December. If you make payments at your favorite supermarket, retail shop, and you're buying fuel and doing all of that, and you get a percentage of what you spend paid back to you. T's and C's apply. SG Ghana, the future is you. And if your nose is blocked, your throat is feeling very uneasy, and you are just not feeling too good in terms of your nose and throat, then you need Lozati lozenges. It's 100% natural. It will give you relief, and there are 7 pleasant tasting flavors as well. Call Unicom Chemist on 0302-324-383 to get a lot more to buy. Lozati lozenges, 30-second instant relief from sore throat, and this ad is FDA approved. And if you are looking for litigation-free land, contact Kingdom Royal Estate. They specialize in land acquisition, construction, design, property management, and so much more. And they have great properties in Accra and Ibri. They also offer flexible payment plans and affordable homes ranging from 2 bedrooms and premium furnished apartments for short rentals at East Airport. Call them on 027-277-8880. Send them an email, info@Royal Kingdom Estate. Royal Kingdom Estate, building communities, nurturing dreams.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.
Why don't you? If you're going to you will ignore none.
It's 47 minutes after 7, and Godfred, it's good to see you, man.
Yeah, but Charlie, I've been struggling
okay?
with some back pain, but hopefully,
you need to have it looked at.
Yeah. I'm treating it, so hopefully
that's nice.
That's why my energy has been a bit low.
Well, I've been standing for a long time over the night, so Charlie, my back.
You're chasing. You're doing night economy.
My own, I was minding.
24-hour economy.
I didn't know I'll be here this early this morning.
24-hour economy.
You are
practicing your own 24-hour economy. That is what is wrong with you.
I'm upgrading my economy, so it was a long one. Yeah.
But I'm hoping the people who are in the Flowerpot area today, I'm hoping today is much better than the past 2 days. Because yesterday we had a lot of complaints.
True.
The day before as well. And yesterday people were more upset because they were like, even though there were policemen around to help them navigate traffic, it just wasn't working. So hopefully today, if they can tell us if things are much better.
Yeah. Flowerpot, right?
Yeah, the new one.
This is what they are building from. So if you're coming from the Spintex, you get to the roundabout. Or if you're going from if you're coming from the mall, Accra Mall, going towards Palace Mall, this is the flyover there.
Yes,
goes
the new one
over the motorway.
Yes, so those who are using it know.
They know they
know.
Okay, good.
So if things have eased, let us know.
Yeah, we're happy to know.
And then if things are still the same, to let us know. At least maybe we can urge the police to do a better job than they're doing. Hey, my friend Dean Tim says his wife got home at 9:30 p.m.
Why?
From Burma camp yesterday.
Why?
Quite a few people have. That's what I'm saying now. I'm hoping today the situation is better, because if not, we cannot have this for 3 days straight or for the rest of the week or until it is opened to traffic. There is some inconvenience to be expected.
Right.
But with police presence there, they should try and make sure that people are not spending 4 or 5 hours in that enclave. It doesn't make sense. It's not productive.
We want to update ourselves on this one so that we can get a clearer picture. So let's take an experience of a road user who used that stretch yesterday, and then we'll come back on this, get some answers on this particular.
People should tell you this morning.
Yeah, so guys, the number is 0549-986-996, 0549-986-996. I'm happy to take your voice notes. You can text as well. We have one coming in already. We want to share that with you.
Bernard, I hope you're fine. I mean, this Mahama Road overpass has been the most painful experience for me in the history of Accra traffic. And the sheer lack of what I think is a priority. The road is not done. They are busy doing artwork, painting, putting sculpture. Instead of allowing for pedestrian movement, they will block this place because they are painting the overpass, coloring it yellow, drawing things as if it's the drawing that allows for passage. But I mean, to even an even more important issue is, I'm not a technical person, but I think you can send any of your friends who is a technical person. They have created such big runabouts under. Those are the things that are holding these sculptures. The runabouts are so big that the roads around the runabout have become so narrow that if you want to join, it's a 2-lane. If you want to join, it's impossible or very difficult because the runabout has eaten into the main road. I don't know what that is, whether it was just to provide that fencing that they've done for the statues and all. It will be good. I know you have people who are civil engineers. Let them go and look at this thing. It's been so painful and stressful for us who use the place. But at least today, I think you guys gave it airtime. Thank you. God bless you. And I really agree with my friend who said you are the last man standing. Thank you.
So that was an experience from yesterday. I hope it gets better. I'm trying to understand what is causing the problem. I haven't used that stretch quite honestly in a while. But she's saying that the runabout is really big, but the road itself that connects it, it's small. And then she's also talking about those who are painting the murals and all that. It's
because it's pretty clear they are trying to get it in shape for
the
commissioning by the president. So they will do some speed. But like I said, I'm interested in knowing what's happening there this morning. Again, she raises quite an interesting point about the runabouts and all that. So we'll try and get her some answers this morning on just what the design is, you know, on what is truly an essential piece of road infrastructure, but just put in place measures to help people navigate traffic whilst you work on that thing. I just, for the life of me, do not understand why the people who work on public infrastructure are so inconsiderate when it comes to how the general populace get along with the work that they are doing. Look, I've been in places where they are building entire cities alongside where you live originally, and they don't inconvenience you.
That's very true.
Because you can see the barricades clearly, you can see the signage clearly, you are pre-informed of what is going to happen. So you can plan your life around it. Okay, even if there's going to be traffic, they make sure that, okay, this side goes, so you know that every 2 minutes, this side will move. But this looks a bit chaotic, and it's everywhere, even on the interchange that is being constructed as well. It's the same thing.
My God.
You can get caught up in that thing on a bad day, and you take it.
You are not informed. You don't know anything. That the stretch, your end has been diverted to the other side. You just get into it.
Every citizen is programmed to take a bit of inconvenience for the sake of development. It's understandable. Okay, but when it becomes too much, and you don't take into cognizance the fact that this road is used by 200,000 people in a day, and so I have to pre-plan to make sure that these 200,000 people who use this road on a daily are not inconvenienced, are able to move from A to B. They don't spend too much time here. We need to see some of these elements at play, you know, but at the moment it doesn't help. I think that we need to urge the people who are doing road construction to put this, you know, because today I was even reading for you the Apremdo situation from Takrady, where residents
the contractor says they should be patient.
They shouldn't. Not, why should they be patient? You've created a situation for a while now where the citizens are inconvenienced, constantly eating dust. Okay, you are telling them they should be patient with what? What are you doing to make sure that they are not inconvenienced? Because if you want them to be patient, you have to do something to show them that, the patience is warranted. You understand? Let the patience be warranted. But if all they are seeing is dust, and you are saying, be patient, do something about it.
I didn't know that when in the contracts usually there's environmental impact assessment, the budget's created for that. Isn't the budget created for engaging communities while the project is ongoing? Because if there ever is, I don't know if many of the contractors that work on our roads actually utilize those, because you don't get any signage, nothing tells you anything is ongoing. Before you know, you are in a hole.
Yeah, before you get there, there's traffic. You just get there's traffic.
Now, more of our listeners, many of them have been sharing their experiences with us. Some of you have sent voice notes. The number again, if you missed us, is 0549 986 996. 0549 986 996. We'll take some of them. We'll continue the conversation.
Hello, City team. Good morning. So this Bema Camp traffic issue because of the flower pot construction, it hasn't been easy this week, trust me, because even if you leave the office at 4:30 or even 5, by the time you are done crossing the Bema Camp underpass through to the Major Mahama runabout to Spintex, it's even 9 p.m. And what even makes the situation worse is the whole place has no street lights. The place is pitch black. You can't see, and as you are in the traffic and you are at a standstill for maybe 15 to 20 minutes without movement, you need to roll your glasses up because you are scared somebody is going to jump out of the overgrown median. The whole place is so dark. And everybody is just looking into their side mirrors. Everybody is just trying to look over their shoulders to see that nobody jumps out of anywhere to rob or anything like that. That even makes the situation worse, aside the hell of traffic that we are going through. Since last week, Friday, through to this week, it's been very stressful, and people are finding other means and ways to get home and avoid that whole stretch entirely. We thank you guys for all the good job that you are doing in bringing this to the public attention.
Hey, good morning, Nathan. I'm driving, that's why I'm sending a voice note so I can type. But I'm curious, why, especially for non-essential things like the painting of the murals and road accessories, why can't they do it, say, from 11 p.m. to like 4 before traffic starts? So that doesn't interfere, like Godfrey is saying, it doesn't interfere with the work people, like, I don't get it. Why can't we do that? Why does it have to be in the morning? Why does painting of murals have to be in the morning? Why does fixing of road fixtures or road furniture have to be in the morning when there's rush hour? Why? I don't get it. Anyway, Charlie, this country, Charlie.
Hello, Caleb and team. I'm so happy you mentioned Obechebi. It is terrible, especially now that it's getting to Christmas. We all have to divert and use High Street and Mokola. You can be in traffic for so long, and especially if the police would help us in terms of letting traffic flow around the main post office. There's a traffic light there. You will stay in traffic for so long, and you get there and you virtually see that there is nothing holding back traffic. We don't know whether it's a pedestrian crossing or... It is so terrible. Please, they should do something for us. And especially now we are entering into December. We don't know how we are going to manage it. So BHB, we are pleading. They should complete the construction for us. Thank you very much.
Hello, good morning, City team. Please, I want to find out why the Klagon underbridge, on the motorway, the one that links Ashaiman to Klagon, why is it always full of water? I don't know whether it's treated water or can't someone do something about it? You only drive to get there and the whole underbridge is flooded with water, and it had no rain too. And who is responsible, and when are they fixing it? Please, they should fix it for us. Thank you very much.
Good morning, Bernard and your team. This is Enoch. We just want to comment on the Mahama Road. Yesterday, it was terrible. I set off from work around 3:30 to pick my kids, and I got to the Palace Mall at 6 p.m. on the Mahama Road. I couldn't believe it. Hey, what's going on? We are begging whoever is responsible or the police should kindly do something about it for us. We beg them. The traffic condition there is very bad. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Today is not Bernard. Today it is Caleb. Good morning, Caleb and the team. God bless you for your continuous good work. This is John, the boat driver. So, as a boat driver, I've learned to use our roads, and so I'll make some suggestions. So, wherever you are within Accra, if you are making any move, I'll suggest first off you consult Google Map to give you the directions. Google Map will give you alternative routes that I am sure would help. Because sometimes we will drive by our instinct or our prior knowledge. And so we are like, oh yeah, yesterday I used here, it was flowing, so I'm using there today. No, the situation will change more, especially looking at how they don't consider pre-informing us about road closures and diversions and stuff. It is proper that you consult the technology that knows way ahead of you. So that is one. And then secondly, that's about the road matter. Concerning the president's speech at the COPs for 20 whatever, I think the president doesn't listen to himself. He's not in touch with the reality. He's calling world leaders to do what? To stop the talk and do the... Is our president really serious? Like, does he really listen to himself when he's talking? What has happened to our lands, our water bodies? Isn't it the same thing? So what he's asking people to, what he's asking world leaders to do, he's actually not doing it here.
Good, there's more coming. But we'll get into tech and social media trends quickly. Want to know what's happening, what's trending online? Tech and social media trends is brought to you by First Bank Ghana. If you're sending money to Gambia, Guinea, Liberia, Nigeria, and Sierra Leone, it is easier now with the Pan-African Payment and Settlement Systems (PAPS). You can send and receive money from the Gambia, Guinea, Liberia, Nigeria, and Sierra Leone in minutes. All you need to do is to visit any of our branches nationwide with your cash, and your money is transferred in no time. To receive money, all you need is a First Bank Ghana account. This is another way we put you first. For more information, please call 0596 921 921. Exciting news from Telecel. Get connected for less with our discounted MiFi device at an unbeatable price of only 500 Ghana cedis. Also get 10 GB free data for all your internet connectivity concerns. This portable Wi-Fi solution from Telecel has you covered, perfect for seamless browsing, streaming, and staying connected on the go. Don't miss out on this limited time offer from Telecel today. Visit any Telecel retail shop to grab yours today. Telecel, connecting energies. And we jump into the techie side and social side of things. Nathan Kwao.
Well, the Uber driver mentioned the COP. So COP, hashtag COP29 is trending. the conference happening in Azerbaijan. Mm-hmm. I believe world leaders have met to talk a lot more about climate change, what the next steps are. It's a key part of the big conversations that leaders have these days. Sustainability, climate change. These two things go together because things are changing. The world is changing. We need to do our bit to correct it. So our very dear president was there as well, and his appearance there or his speech has generated a lot of talk on social. People are very upset with the president's rhetoric saying that, oh, we have to protect the environment and we have to do more, less talk, more action. And people are saying that, wait a minute, you are saying let's talk, more action, but yet back home in Ghana, you are not doing your bit to fight Ghana.
It says time for
you are not doing your bit
action
to protect water bodies. You are not doing your bit to protect the food we eat. So people are saying that the contrast is just too striking and the irony is just too palpable. And so people are criticizing the president for that. Staying in the trends, a number of things that have been in the trends in the last few days. So NHIS in the trends as well. You have Equiadonco in the trends and all of that. I think Equiador is also staying in the trend because, one, the EC's decision, and you have some actors in the political game like Kofi Akpaloo, who's candidate for the LPG, saying that there should be reballoting and all of that. So people are drawing, all of that together. On the sporting side, the basketball is dominating. In the last few days, it's been basketball related. So LeBron James is in the trends. Godfrey's very good friend, LeBron James, he's there. He helped the Lakers win. They are now they've won 6 straight games at home. LeBron got 35, 12, and 14. As if he was the only one on the court.
Yeah, I watched him this morning. But he was dominant because by the second quarter, of the 54 points the Lakers had scored, he had either scored or assisted on 31.
Wow.
So yeah, he was the only one on the court.
That's a very, very, very dominant performance. King James helping the Lakers win, and he's pushing 40, and he's still playing at this insanely high level. So shout outs to LeBron James on his efforts on the court. To some tech news very quickly, and in the UK, or globally if you like, Apple, or this one is in the UK, Apple is being accused of locking 40 million British customers into its iCloud service and charging them what some people have described as rip-off prices. Now, a consumer group called it's called Which, WHICH with a question mark, says the legal action which it has launched could result in a £3 billion payout if it's successful, equivalent to £70 per customer. Now, Apple has rejected the suggestion that its practices are anti-competitive, saying users are not required to use iCloud and they can rely on third-party alternatives, insisting that it works hard to make data transfer as easy as possible. So the big tech firms, Facebook, Google, Steam, and others are also facing legal action in the same court, which is the Competition Appeal Tribunal. So we've spoken a lot about, every now and again we talk about competition, fair practice, the fact that big companies should also allow others to have a share or a stake in the game. And in the UK, it looks like Apple is going through it because they are now facing a legal claim that they've locked customers into a very tough place. They are charging them cutthroat prices for some of the services, including iCloud and data and all of that.
So that was Tech and Social Media Trends. One of our colleagues has been using the flower pot and he's quit using it now because of the traffic situation. He will be explaining to us better, but that was Tech and Social Media Trends.
Looking for a bank to rely on. Let me give you a shoulder to lie on. Wouldn't we seek out to bank be no lie. Only one place where I get my eye on. Make I introduce you all to First Bank, the best services in the world, first rank. Customer service, everything is well planned. I make music, I travel, I sell land. They be my reserve tank. Cause every time I know my money's safe. Universal banking, it's in me here on the date. I'm a busy person, me no need time to wait. Now you got to Spain, even when I'm in the States. My me blue shirt. They tell me office a chilly, but who cares? Cause I bank with the best. I'm lucky, I'm too blessed. When it comes to First Bank, it's too west. Everything is you first.
Nobody feed do, I'm like us. First Bank, we treat you first. Treat you first. Think about you first. Think about you first.
You first. First Bank.
There's a business in every woman, from the young lady brimming with exciting and novel business ideas to the market queen managing her empire. There's the she architect, quantity surveyor, realtor, business consultant, crafting dreams into reality, and the multitasking mom seamlessly blending work at home. The entrepreneur, meticulously checking stock, to the corporate woman sealing deals on the move. Indeed, there's a business in every woman. Introducing Telecel Women in Business, our initiative to empower women-led and women-owned enterprises. Benefit from tailored activities, networking, business and technical support, free webinars, trainings, and more. To join this initiative, be a female-led business and a Telecel business customer. Visit telecel.com.gh/business to register now.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
everywhere you go. Big goal. For the friends and the family. Big goal. Big refreshing moment. Big goal. For the kids and the adults. Big goal. Boys and girls with a drink up. Big goal. Everywhere the party day. Big goal. We go mash up the place with it. Big goal. Greatest in every battle. Big goal. 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 Greatest in every battle. Big goal. Big goal. Big refreshing moments.
Big ol' drink. Big refreshing moment. Another quality product from Trillium Industries. This advert is FDA approved.
You can engage in all the propaganda you want, but if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you.
Has the exchange rate not exposed Dr. Baumia and the NPP? At the end of December 2016, the cedi to dollar exchange rate was 4 Ghana cedis to $1. Today, it's about 16 Ghana cedis to $1. This is more than 4 times the amount of cedis one needed to buy $1 in 2016. Today, as a result of the free fall of the cedi, many businesses have lost significant amount of their working capital, with many collapsing in the process. Did they not say yeti sikaso?
Yeti sikaso. Omenyo hiamai. Enam amemua enkoyeti.
Ghanaians are worse off as prices continue to soar on a daily basis. Putting food on the table has become a daily struggle. The hardship is real. It's time for change. Vote for change. Vote for John Dramani Mahama and the NDC.
Rise and shine, it's another day to stay on point. Toast to spread, it's still on point. Watch it spread it all day long. Still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. Watch it spread, it's still on point. For your bread, it's still on point. For your toast, it's still on point. It's yummy, delicious. It's still on point. Still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. Still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. For your toast, it's still on point. It's still on point. Fortune spread, it's yummy, delicious. It's still on point.
Fortune spread, delicious, creamy, and always on point. This advert is FDA approved.
Auntie can cook.
Dado. Me DJ Nana McBrown. But Dado spices here what Jenny says. Nanya good taste. If we say yeah the natural spices and you want all purpose, stew, noodles, curry and nutmeg and a jollof. Dado spices. Taste yummy. Taste lemon. Dado spices. Taste gay inside.
This is the story of Kofi Ban from Takwa. His story has just begun, but it has a world of opportunity ahead of it. His first day at school, his last day in SHS, going to the university, getting into the fast food business, expanding into the delivery business, and
everything to look forward to. And just like Kofi Ban's story, Absa Bank believes there's something special about your story. And we invite you to write it with us. Your story matters. Absa.
There's no price like the ShopRite price. That's why we are committed to bringing you lower prices on all the essentials you need. Like 750 ml Wild Africa Cream Liqueur, only 149 cedis, 99 pence worth. And 500 gram Daphne Cereal Cornflakes for just 45 cedis, 99 pence worth each. Never pay more than the ShopRite price. Prices valid until 17th November 2024. Only at ShopRite. Not for persons under the age of 18. Drink responsibly.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
It's quite atypical. I walk on tippy toes. I rather radical. Damn. We no get lights, so can't depend on sights. Me and my AI likes don't give a damn. Bottle of apathy, cripple us happily. Boys get visa and think they be the man. If you my man, 50 grand, then no joke. You get contracts, save me my envelope. Slippery slope to flourish and cope. They been tea with binging on hope. Empty promises sold on a daily. I should join the Navy so I can be waiting.
Nowhere Cool is the song. 8:15. Lots of messages and voice notes are in. We'll be bringing you all that Now, the management of the Lottery Authority wishes to inform all private lottery operators, entities and individuals who want to operate and sell lottery products within the legal framework of the National Lottery Act that registration has opened for the year 2025. All interested persons can register by picking up application forms at any of the NLA's regional or district offices and the NLA head office, Fortune House, Accra, from Friday, November 1, 2024. All existing licensed PLOs should also take steps to renew their licenses for the year coming. Deadline for that is Friday, November 29th, 2024. Upon completion of this registration exercise, any unregistered entity or individual found operating selling lotto products will be dealt with in accordance with the law. Further inquiries, call this number 02660879666, 02660879646. NLA Development Through Games.
MTN is here and they are announcing that you can go to any of their service centers and choose a favorite cell phone that they have on display. They have lovely and trendy smartphones and they are partnered with Sametro to give you all these wonderful things. The lovely part is that you can buy now and pay later. You can spread the payments across weeks or across months. And the best part is all the phones come with 2 GB data, so you can save your pictures and get all the biggest scoops online for the first 6 months after your purchase. Stay on the smart side of life with MTN and Sametro.
Lower Cool by Manifest. Oh, interestingly, today is Manifest Mom's birthday. Reverend Dr. Priscilla Nana Nketia. So it's a dedication coming from the leadership. Yeah, dedication from the leadership and entire membership of Eagles Temple ICGC. So Susu Graham, you use the flower pot stretch that people are complaining about
every day.
So how is it? What's the experience like?
So one of the main problems for me is the lack of communication from the people doing the construction and the road users.
Right.
Why do I say this? Because every day it's like a new part is being blocked, a new part is being painted, a new part they are doing this. So as someone who passes there every day, I can even tell you that Saturday and Sunday is even worse.
Even on the weekends?
Yeah. And you see, the one on the weekdays is Accra general traffic, we understand. But they make it worse because it's like they're always closing a different part of the road. A different part is open. So you can't even predict where you are going to pass. But that's why I said Saturday and Sunday is even worse because it's like they're doing even more intensive, road changes and that kind of stuff. They are painting, they'll block a road here, they'll do this. Like I said, I live in the Martechu East Airport area, whatever you want to call it, near the JP or you behind the Papaya. So if I need to get into town, I have to pass there every day. There's no day if I don't enter my car, I'm not going to have to pass the flower pot place. I can even Saturday, I got stuck in this traffic again because I'm trying to go to the Accra Mall. You are now stuck in this traffic because it's like, you see there's also a roundabout now under the Spintex place. They kind of can close it and it's like, it's one lane. So all the people coming from Sakumono up the Spintex road, all the people coming up from Burma Camp, you are now in one lane just trying to enter into go down towards the Accra Mall, East Legon.
So it's a 2-lane coming, but they squeeze all of you into one lane.
Yeah, exactly.
And are you told ahead of time, like in the next kilometer?
And that's the issue. There's no communication. So sometimes, even when you are turning, because like I said, I live in the East Airport area, if you are going back home and you enter the roundabout, there's about 3 different ways there's 2 different ways you can go up. There's the first one, which is, it seems to be the way that it will be used when the road is finished, and there's another way where people come down from. Sometimes and this happened to me on Saturday. I saw the guy pulling a barrier. People had been going up that road. I saw the guy pulling a barrier. By the time I reached there to turn there myself, he had put the barrier there and said, oh, it's closed now, so you go to the one where people are coming and go up. And
by which time traffic has built up behind you.
And as you are trying to go up, the people too are coming, so they in their head is 3 lanes. In their head is 3 lanes for them to come, but now, so they'll get a guy with a flag to try and tell them to stop in the 3rd lane, and you go up the 3rd lane. So it's just a mess. This is the type of confusion we are dealing with every day.
What do the police do when they are there?
The police stand at the roundabout under the main Spintex one. That's where they stand. That's the only place they stand. They don't care about the rest. So they stand there, and then sometimes they'll tell, okay, the people are coming from Burma Camp, East Airport. You enter the main roundabout. We are stopping people from coming up the roundabout. So that's what they do. They stand at the roundabout that's like the main road, let me see. Not the roundabout in front of the palace. The roundabout in front of the palace. They leave it for the construction workers to decide how to manage the traffic. And I'll give them credit that they come with their flags. They are trying to tell people to stop, and people are not listening because they are frustrated. So it's adding to the confusion because you are holding a red flag and a green flag, trying to tell people to stop. It's just a mess.
People who have been in the traffic for 4 or 5 hours.
And I can give you an example. This happened to me a few weeks ago. So, like I said, I live in the area. So everyone knows the JP Oil on that road and the Palace. If I was to say the distance to drive, shouldn't be 2 minutes. I can tell you that it took me 45 minutes once because of the confusion. Basically to move from JP to Palace on a Friday morning. So obviously what I had to do on that Friday morning, I was late.
Productivity is lost.
Yeah, so it's just, so you're always finding creative ways to go home and come. And I heard one of the listeners talk about Google Maps. I look on the Google Maps every day, and I know I'm in trouble because it will say red, but you see the red, and when I see the red, I know that that's an hour. Because sometimes it's gotten to a point, I've gotten to, let's say, the Mahama roundabout, like maybe, let's say, 4:30. And in my head, okay, the map says 15, 20 minutes. So I expect to be home 15, 20. It can take an hour. It can take 45 minutes just to go up the ramp. I'm lucky that I don't even have to go all the way. I can turn off at the first turning and kind of go into the East Airport area and find my way home. But some people have to go all the way to the Spintex place. My dad works in East Legon. He too has to now maneuver his way around. So basically, you are spending your whole time leaving the office, calculating, looking on your Google Maps, calculating traffic. I personally, what I've taken to doing is going to Lekma. So I go down the beach road, pass in front of Lekma before I turn into the Spintex area from the back. So I'm adding about maybe
is it longer?
It's much longer.
Is the road better?
It's not better, but there's no traffic.
There's no traffic,
yeah,
so you
it's a much longer trip. So that's what I've taken to, because the Mahama road that should be direct. Just go. If I get, and the worst part is when you get on that kind of ramp, you start going up. You are stuck. You are locked in. So if there's a situation where something's happening, because they're always changing something, that's part of it. There have been days where I'm coming to work and the people who are supposed to come up the road, you and them are kind of going like this because they've blocked one side completely. Like one side is just, we're not using that side today. So maybe in front of the Palace, that side, we're just not using it today. And they won't tell you. The next day, the other side, we're not using that side today. So it's like,
But wait, how long has this been going on?
You see, I even moved to the area recently. I just got back from doing my master's in the UK. So I was saying the last 2 months, that's when I've been using the road every day. And it's been very bad in the last 2 months. I can't speak for what was happening before, but my dad, who's been there longer than me, has been complaining every time I go and come to visit my family, things have changed. There used to be a shell there.
Is growing.
No, but you see, it's because everything is changed because of the construction. Sometimes you, as someone who's going and coming, if you are not familiar with the area, it can throw you off. I lived there. I was like, one day I was talking to my dad. There used to be a shell there. I was like, oh, why don't we go there? Turns out, and I understand that things get demolished and stuff. So imagine people are coming once in a while. Us who are living there every day, we are not even seeing top in terms of what they are changing every day.
And we are expecting more traffic by the Christmas,
I have to say, maybe when they open the top of the interchange,
things will get better.
And people who are going to East Legon can go over.
Just fly
maybe
over
to make it better. But right now, what happens is that they get stuck in. Then they are also trying to enter the tunnel, and the tunnel too is pushing back into the road.
Right.
So it becomes, if you are trying to go into town, the tunnel people have taken one lane, and then you are going to town and the other lane. If you are not careful and you think that, it's 2 lanes, we are all moving, you'll be sitting in the tunnel lane for like 5 minutes and like,
what's going
on? Before you now have to enter. So it's
meanwhile, our friends in Apremdo are also complaining. This one says a 2 minute drive on the Apremdo road now takes 2 hours. My question from Takrady is, why can't the contractors work at night and ease the road, the congestion during the day for commuters? The entire Takrady city is under construction at the same time. So it looks like it's not only an Accra problem. There's Takrady also. I saw somewhere else from the comments, and people are getting really, really frustrated.
Yeah, well, on the Apremdo one,
yes,
Just Mo, Dr. Amu, Justice Amu's company,
they are the contractors.
We're cementing through Apremdo. This one, a name taught you how to pronounce it.
Appoint, yes.
Yes, stretch on Tuesday. And thank you. The Chief Executive Officer of Jasmine now, he has indicated that for the past 1 month, the weather has been good. But he has ensured that engineers will ensure periodic watering of the project sites along the corridors.
Godfrey, this question I asked you whether or not budget is not created or allocated for communicating and engaging the community has been answered in this comment that someone has sent here. It says that, let me shock you on this roads matter. Are you aware in any major road contract, especially for existing roads already being used, there is a large budget component for the provision of fairly motorable alternative roads so not to inconvenience motorists? Just keen supervision on these alternative roads to ensure it's done is what produced a lot of town roads under Kufuor, because the alternatives, not major roads, is to divert mostly through the main towns. Now this says the other part CTFM should have personal interest in is the major communications budget that the contractors get. They get to keep that part for free instead of buying airtime on stations such as yours daily to update motorists and give directions for convenience, just like it's done in developing countries. So I was right. You know, budgets are allocated for communicating.
And this is where we need the highway authority, urban roads, whichever one of the ones who don't want to be merged. We need them to actually show us that they work. You understand? Because road users have been taken for granted for far too long when it comes to these major constructions, and nobody's ever told of anything. Look, there was a time I used when they were constructing the Obeche from my side, coming from Dansoman. Charlie, I was coming to work in the morning. The road was in a certain way. By the time I closed from work at 10 o'clock, I drove here at 6. 10 a.m. I got to another part of the road was shut down.
Diverted.
I had to go and use a different route. But I was like, So if I have a meeting at this place and I have planned that, it takes me 10 minutes to leave from here to here, I've planned to get there. Without any warning, I get there, you shut the road.
1 hour is gone.
So I have to perhaps go through Kaneshi and then come back and do something else. Okay. They should just tell people, this lack of consideration for citizens by contractors, it's just disrespectful, to be honest. And as you've just told us, there's a budget for it. Tell people, we understand the inconvenience. As for that one, we can't say we want road without wanting inconvenience. But at least make sure that you organize the inconvenience for us so that people can move. But being in traffic for 4 or 5 hours simply because a contractor wants to keep a small chunk of change from a contract, come on, it's not on.
You know, if you're using the Akasanoma, the interchange at Circle, Circle Dubai. If you use the top tier, you're going towards Awoshe, towards Obeche Bilamte. I knew that it was ongoing and all, but one time I had to use that stretch, and all the way from NSCAB is down Circle, you drive all the way and there is no indication. You know that you could use the Audome Cemetery and you're getting to Kaneshi and all that. There was no indication whatsoever. By the time I got there, all traffic had been diverted from that end. You had to go all the way to the roundabout at Obechebi before you turn to Circle, and it was so frustrating. Luckily yesterday I used it a bit. I actually had to use the graphic road and got there and realized that the barricades were done, the road had been smoothing a bit, but the event we had to do last night dragged for about an hour because a lot of people were late. They underestimated the traffic, and the impact it has on social and economic activities are just, you know, we can't even quantify them. Sometimes, why are these contractors simply not communicating, and who is supervising? Like, what is it? From
I think we should
spin text.
We should spare the contractors.
We should deal with the supervisors, huh?
The contractors were giving the work to do by somebody.
Right.
And the fact that somebody is quiet means they are happy with what is going on. I mean, I'm paying you to get work done.
Yeah.
See, the policy maker sees road construction as an engineering development function.
Right.
The contractor has a responsibility to deliver. Okay. But the supervising ministry should see it as a customer service,
right,
with a responsibility of providing solution to the citizenry.
Right.
You understand? And that solution doesn't come by magic. Okay, it's a process. Once you disrupt the traffic flow, it causes other problems elsewhere.
Yeah.
And so in normal network analysis, and the engineering people will bear me out. You always seek to optimize road usage and also think about the time spent in transit. Okay, but if you throw the project there and not care about time spent in transit, time spent traveling, okay, it's all only indicates that you don't have the big picture. The big picture of productivity. Okay? The big picture of national security. Every nodal point in a road network that will hold human beings
for a
significant amount of time, 1 hour, 2 hours, is a national security problem. And I know these people in national security know this better than we do. And it's not just a problem with Spintex. Where's the place again? Palace Mall,
Flower Pot.
It's not just you just mentioned Apremdo, and there are other places.
I'm even told there are Fanco and Sawam too.
So
There's a bottleneck there.
It is a supervision problem. It's a supervision problem. I mean, how do we? The contractor, when he started, was communicating. Now he can't communicate.
Flowerpot, I remember.
Because some upper hand probably has intervened that keep quiet and do your work. Nobody had you to come and talk to people. Now people are suffering. And you know, all these things, it generates certain pent-up negative feelings about governance. And it's not misgovernance. It's somebody's, the word I was going to use is not good for somebody's irresponsibility. You have work to do. Construction, it will bring disruptions. Communicate. We may not have all the resources for alternative routes, but in our case, if you told me that there will be disruptions, I may take a decision not to even use the road at all.
Find alternatives.
Okay. If you can't do radio and TV announcements, how about billboards?
Signposts.
Nothing happens.
Simple
You know, the experience you just shared on the circle to Royal House.
I got that place. Before you realize
get there, you don't find any signal that there's a problem. You get there and everybody is trying to do a U-turn in the middle of nowhere. And we want these things to be the new normal.
No, it can't be. Sometimes Nasser Ahmed Yatej is on the line for us, so we'll just try and get some answers. Ministry of Roads and Highways. Yes, Nasser, welcome to the show. Good morning. You've been listening, and there's a lot of frustration in the system around the ongoing projects. First of all, what's the standard operating procedure for these road constructions and mitigating traffic congestion around them?
Well, thank you very much, and good morning to you and your listeners. First and foremost, let me apologize to road users for the inconveniences that has been caused. You know, we are very soon will be commissioning these projects, the flyover, Flower Pot flyover or interchange, and the Obechebi. The concentration has been on the interchange itself. Now the works have moved to the ground level where they are trying to do the finishing touches, especially with the asphaltic overlays and doing the road furnitures, that is road line markings, mounting the traffic lights, crash barriers, and other stuff. We issued press releases to the public to indicate that these works will be going on, and also to give some diversions where they can use to avoid the traffic. Be that as it may, these areas are very heavy in terms of traffic, so even a little disruption of the traffic will cause some inconvenience. And so we would like to appeal to the public to bear with us pretty soon, especially with the Flower Pot flyover. Hopefully by the close of day tomorrow, we should be seeing some ease in the traffic. And by Monday, Tuesday, I'm sure the traffic situation over there will be extremely better.
Now, one of the causative factors for the Flower Pot interchange project in particular, according to and the fact that the roads get blocked without any has been blocked for murals to be painted. Has this come to your attention? How are you dealing with it?
Caleb, the paintings doesn't affect the traffic in any way because the paintings are being done under the interchange. And the portions where we are painting, there's no road over there for you to block for painting to go on. So, I listened to that comment. At times, some of these comments comes true, but go there technically. When there's car, you don't see car movement under the interchange. So there's no way painting a pillar under the interchange will affect traffic. The most important thing why the traffic we are having this traffic build up is the fact that we are asphalting the road, the ground floor, the road. We are doing road line markings, and some of these jobs, although the contractors are working day and night, some of these jobs, especially when you are doing the asphaltic finishing, you cannot do it at night. You need to do it during the day so that you can assess the work that is ongoing. So the work that we can do at night, we do it at night, and the ones that cannot be done at night is done during the day. The most important thing is for us to appeal to road users to bear with us. Unfortunately, we don't have much option for diversion, and the general advice will be that or appeal will be that if you don't have a direct need to use those routes, then if you can avoid it as much as possible, then you try to avoid that route totally. But if you
Ahmed Nasir, this is Godfred here. Good morning again.
Yes, please.
So I think the greater concern for road users is the habit of simply not communicating, because it seems to have become an orientation with your department not to pre-inform road users and to help mitigate their use of these roads that are under construction, which is what has led to the frustration.
I will say that if you go on Google now, you'll see a lot of press releases that we've issued or public announcements on especially for the flower pots. And for all the works that we undertake, we issue press releases, we issue public announcements on it. So I beg to differ a bit on that score, because we do well to issue these press releases. I can forward some to you. So that one, I beg to differ.
Ahmed, can you please share with me the press release that indicates which route I should use this weekend on the Flower Pot Road? Now.
Hello?
I think we have to get back to Ahmed to answer the rest of our questions, because there is more that needs to get done. He's saying that they've been issuing press releases, but I mean, if I am driving and I've not been online, I've not been to check what notice you've put out there. I'm saying that from this kilometer to this kilometer, let me know that.
The press releases will tell us that there's a construction which starts on X date,
yes,
and will be completed on Y date.
Yes, but on the ground, while the thing is progressing.
So I think what Godfred is talking about is this daily updates. For example, if you listen to Susu's account and a lot of the messages and voice notes, the challenges seem to come from this angle that every day something changes on the road, i.e., the routes that people use. One part is blocked today, it's open tomorrow, another thing happens on the third day. I think that is where the ministry will have to answer. And when we get Ahmed back on the line, I think Godfrey, we can ask him that.
Okay.
That's the daily change in access, the daily change in the route. Which part is open today? Yeah. Which part is open tomorrow?
Yeah.
That's the issue.
And also to ask him about the different types of communication that there are for this, you see.
Press releases.
Because, like Simons was telling you, if you are driving through certain places,
you're not going to look for press release.
You will meet, you can meet a LED signboard that basically is right in your face.
Directional.
That tells you that you can use this road closed. Keep to your right. Keep to your left. That is not a press release.
I think we should revise the approach
to communication.
Communication, yes. I think we should revise
with road users.
I mean, this is for all it's worth. This is a public service announcement, and there should be a certain regulation that compels owners of electronic billboards in town to allow such things to be used for free. I don't know what
periods, yes.
Yeah, because this is a national security issue.
It is.
So look at from 37 through Elwak Stadium all the way down there.
Yeah.
There are electronic billboards there.
Yeah.
How about putting the sign or the announcement there?
Because those are even changing. You have different notices that come. So just while
the press release, as Ahmed is saying, should be the basic one.
Yes.
But when you have a dangerous situation like this, it should go beyond press release.
Ahmed is back.
I think he heard everything, so he can respond.
We'll bounce this suggestion by you. Ahmed, we are saying integrate your communication outlets so that you can, interface with the people around different, touch points.
Yeah, I understand you. When we issue the press releases, we admonish the public to follow the road signs or the traffic control measures put in place. Usually, what we communicate to the public after issuing the press release, we communicate with the public by the road, the measures we put on the road. So we will block here, we'll put a sign post here that work is maybe 30 meters ahead, there's work going on, maybe there's a diversion there. All that are various means that we are communicating to the person driving that 30 meters ahead, you have to turn to the left, or there's a roadblock here. So the press release that will, excuse me, please a minute, the press release that will issue will say that all motorists using that lane or that stretch should adhere to the road measures or the traffic control measures that have been put in place. And the traffic control measures are meant to communicate to the driver as to which part of the road will be blocked or where there is diversion or the speed limit at the stretch of the construction. So those are other means of communicating to the motoring public.
Ahmed, unfortunately, you sound like you are reading from a textbook. You are telling us what the ideal is. We are saying that all these things you are talking about, they are not found at this particular place that we are talking about. We don't have signages that show us any alternative routes. We don't have even indication that there's a problem there which will advise motorists to look for alternative routes. You understand? So far, what you have said, in fact, is that there's a press release. Now, you are speaking to a major media house in this Accra, which has no knowledge of your press release. Our cameras have been at the venue. We haven't seen any of the signages you are talking about. So there must be a gap somewhere.
Well, is that something?
That's a mess, though.
Oh, Onupa, please. That is well noted. Well, as you said, we'll take a second look at it. If the contractor has not done the needful as per the communication we put out, we encourage the contractor to improve the measures that have been put in place. So we've listened to the concern of the public. We'll go back
Ahmed, sorry to come in again. Please.
Yes, please.
I am not in your business, so I don't know that much. But I can tell you that this is not the contractor's problem. It is your problem and your problem in your outfit. Because this is a national security issue. Look, yesterday, people were stuck in it. People going to the hospital. People going to 37. People going to, what's the other, the hospital, the one around the East Airport. Leicester Hospital. Yeah. People were stuck in it for 2 hours. So this one, it goes beyond the contractor. And you say you want to encourage? Are you a counselor? No! Instruct the man. Instruct the man that look, this thing, it can in any other jurisdiction, this thing can cause somebody to lose their jobs. It's a major problem, and it looks like it's replicating itself in the Apramdo area as people are talking about. And it's like we leave everything and go. Look, Papa, near is draining. It is very draining. One day.
Samuel, the concerns are well noted. As I indicated, we communicated to the public of the inconveniences that will be caused. We communicated to the public as to the road control measures that will be put in place. We've listened to their concerns. We'll have to go back and review the measures and see how we can improve it. That's the assurance that I'm giving you. So we'll go back to the contractor and talk to the contractor and see what can be done to ease if we need to stop some work for now to make sure that the traffic flow, we'll look at it. But we have to go back on the drawing board to see the traffic control measures that have been put in place, what is going wrong with it, and how we can...
Ahmed, you can't stop some work. As for some, you see, we are saying that use all the resources available to provide a customer service solution to what is going on. That's all we are saying. You don't even find police present there, which is very curious. You don't even find police. And the worst one is that while you are in it, some irresponsible big men will be doing pee and driving through all sorts of strange places. Charlie, this Ghana.
Samuel, I'll be surprised if there's no police over there because we normally work with the
This one is not guesswork. We are telling you our experiences. Ghana,
all right,
let me once again assure the public that we've heard the concerns that have been raised, and we'll go back to the drawing board and see the measures that we put in place and see where we can improve it so that we can ease the burden on the motoring public.
Right, Ahmed Nasser Yate, thank you for speaking to us as always. So we'll keep our eyes on this one because it's a very serious issue. It's a developing one that keeps coming up. A lot of comments are in. We'll take a quick break. When we are back, we'll continue with the conversation. We have the boss of NCCE in the house as well. We'll be having conversations with respect to election and other related issues of concern to the general public. This is the Citi Breakfast Show. Stay with us.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
OneXBet values your activity and wants to celebrate with you. Stay with us and enjoy 1x free bet, a weekly reward just for you. Sign up at onexbet.com.gh with promo code GHFREE to get a 300% welcome bonus. Bet on the correct score from Tuesday to Monday and get a guaranteed free bet. Millions are already winning. Join your friends and experience the thrill of victory with 1x free bets. Gambling can be addictive. Bet responsibly. Not for persons under 18 years. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission.
Make life easier with Sigma Appliances. Yeah. Your excellent go-to choice for Sigma Appliances.
From air conditioners, fridges, freezers, washing machines, small appliances, and more, Sigma Appliances has them all. Visit Platinum Impex on the Sprinters Road behind Okadeco. For wholesale, call 030-280-1555 or WhatsApp +233-55-466-6444. Visit PlatinumImpex.net.
Come on. Good boy. Honey, look, he's crawling.
Wow.
Good job. The new Cerelac Wheat and Maize has the combined goodness of wheat and maize grains fortified with iron, vitamins, and minerals also found in fruits and vegetables. To prepare the new Cerelac Wheat and Maize, just add milk. Enjoy your little one's big moments at less cost. Cerelac, care for them, count on us. This advert is FDA approved.
Ojam, Did you know the NDC once promised a one-time premium for NHIS?
Yeah, but when they won the elections, they could not implement it and almost collapsed the NHIS. Today, this same man is promising Mahama Care and free primary health care.
They think we are kids in this country. We don't have short memories, like Mahama said. Remember the capitation pilot in Ashanti? You were stuck with one health facility, no matter what.
That was so limiting. But look at us now under the MPP. There's real change.
The MPP expanded NHIS coverage to include serious conditions like childhood cancer, sickle cell disease, and kidney dialysis for children under 18 years and old people from 60 years and above. Today, with just a short code, you can renew your insurance.
Truly, the MPP has restored our hope in the health system. See, the Agenda 111 and other new hospitals are springing up everywhere.
So, this election, let's vote for continuity. Let's vote to protect our healthcare. We will not fall for fake promises again.
Just buy any Samsung, TCL, Media, and NASCO electronics and appliances and stand a chance to win free TVs, air conditioners, washing machines, refrigerators, gas cookers, chest freezers, home theaters, small kitchen appliances, and many more. How to enter? Dial *920*888#. Select option 1 to enter raffle. Select region of purchase. Enter item serial number and you're good to go. Increase your chances by buying more to enter multiple times. Follow us for weekly and monthly winner announcements. Terms and conditions apply. This is approved and regulated by the National Lotteries Authority on the Caritas Lottery platform.
Education is the most powerful weapon to change the world. At Heritage Christian University, you're assured of quality education, accredited by GTEC and affiliated to KNUST and UCC. We offer programs like Bachelor of Business Administration, Community Development and Theology, Theology and Ministry, Psychology, Nursing, Information Technology, Information Security, and Business Information Technology. Professional programs like ICA, CIMG, CIHRM, ABE. We also offer short courses on media and IT. What makes Heritage stand out is our experience and scholar practitioner faculty, entrepreneurial training with financial support, ultra-modern facilities, and hostels. Qualifications for entry is WASI or SSC or GBCE, HND or Diploma Top-Up. Mature 25 years and above. Heritage is located at Amasaman behind the Olympic Stadium. Contact us on 054-777-7731 or 020-229-8399 or www.hcuc.edu.gh.
Dr. Baumian once said,
the economy is going to grow and grow and grow, and we will have jobs and jobs and jobs. This is the economy of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
The unemployment rate, which stood at just 8% in 2016, has hit an all-time high of 15%. The latest 2024 Afrobarometer indicates that unemployment is the biggest problem facing the nation. You trust this liar at your own peril. Vote John Dramani Mahama for president. Trustworthy, honest, and reliable. Vote for change. Choose the umbrella. Vote John Dramani Mahama and the NDC.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
.54 after 8, big conversation coming up with the NCC Chairperson with a few weeks to election. What has the NCC been up to? What do they want us to know? How can we work together? I know they talk, I know they lie. Jeduble Ambule. Bringing us to some important notices for you. Elevate your driving experience with the all-new Geely lineup. There's Star Ray, Cool Ray, and GX3 Pro. Make a statement with a bold and comfortable Star Ray designed to turn heads wherever you go. Maneuver with ease in the versatile GX3 Pro and discover the advanced tech and power of the Ghana-assembled Cool Ray. A equipped with cutting-edge features for a superior drive. Visit Japan Motors Geely showroom in Accra on the did you hear that? On the graphic road and feel the excitement firsthand. Get ready to drive in style and power. Good day, people. The Pledge Against Corruption campaign, a GACC-GIIHCEP initiative with funding support from the Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office, is hosting a public forum on anti-corruption and governance commitments of political parties ahead of the 2024 elections. The forum will bring together key representatives from political parties, academia, government, civil society, development partners, you name them, aimed at ensuring anti-corruption reforms and transparency at the forefront of the political agenda as we head towards the elections. So join us on Thursday, November 14, 2024 at the Mevinpick Ambassador Hotel in Accra. We're starting at 9:30 a.m. Come witness this important conversation about shaping a corruption-free Ghana for all. Don't miss out on this crucial step towards promoting transparency and accountability in Ghana.
For the mothers out there, there's some great news. The all-new Cerelac Wheat and Maize is here. It's a great combo of wheat and maize grains fortified with iron, vitamins, and minerals. It's going for 2 cedis per sachet. All you need is milk. Cerelac, care for them. Count on us. This ad is FDA approved. It's getting to the end of the year. You want to end the year in style. You want to go and chillax, fly out and enjoy yourself. Well, Global Wings Travel and Tours are organizing a 7-day tour of Cape Town and Joburg between December 24 and December 31. Call them on 0550-188-181 to find out what the offerings are. Global Wings Travel and Tours, truly global, proudly Ghanaian. Latex Foam is here. They are inviting you into their showrooms where they have high quality mattresses and furniture crafted with your ultimate relaxation in mind. You want to sleep or don't want your back to ache, go to Latex Foam. They have all that you need. Latex Foam is your partner for life. Visit them and sleep well. Call them on 0322-00849 or visit them online, latexfoamghana.com. This Saturday, November 16, is the day for the 6th Omnibasic Bank Health Walk. It's happening at the forecourt of the State House. Join us for a morning of fitness and fun. It's not just walk. There'll be an exhibition with exclusive discounts on various products from our customers, and there'll be fun games and refreshments. Call them on 0307-086 000. Call them to 30800-100-790. Omni Basic Bank at your service.
And if you're looking for reliable, uninterrupted electricity supply, Deep Solar Ghana has you covered. With only 58,000 Ghana cedis, you can go fully solar and enjoy independence from the grid. No more lights off or power fluctuations, just peace of mind and savings. Call now on 059-549-4113 or visit deepsolarghana.com to learn more. Remember, your energy independence begins when you call Deep Solar.
Another talk, another line, another talk, another line, another talk, another line.
Chairperson of the National Commission for Civic Education, Kathleen Addy, joins us in the studio.
Another line, another talk, another line. Yay.
We are a few days, weeks away from this year's elections. Welcome, good morning. First of all, happy to have you in the studio.
Good morning. It's fantastic to be here again.
How have you been?
Yeah, extremely busy for starters. Extremely busy. It's been a really busy year. We are trying so hard to get our messaging out there. We're trying new tactics and all kinds of things. So yeah, it's been very busy.
For a major election that's set to be keenly contested as what we have, what does it mean to be the NCC boss in a time like this? What's your work like?
Well, the work is overloaded, let me put it that way, because there's so much more to do. There's so many more T's to cross and I's to dot. And so it's not just me, right? NCC, I always remind people, it's a heavily decentralized institution. We have offices in every district. We have regional offices. We have a huge staff strength of over 1,700. It's a machine that works in various moving parts working at the same time. So it's not just me. Everybody in NCC has been extremely busy this period, yes.
How different would you say this particular election has been from the previous ones? I mean, we are yet to get to it, but if you watch the build-up and all that has been happening, what was the vibe in town like? What's the feeling about this election like?
Well, I think that there's a lot of things are the same, and a little has changed. Some things have changed. What is the same is that this election, like every election year, there's heightened tension, and there's talk of, there'll be a violent outbreak that will bring the country to an end. There will be chaos. Everything will break down. Something will not work. But that kind of narrative, really, every election we have that, and that is why. There's a reason why elections work in Ghana over the years. Because of this narrative, there's so much work and effort into ensuring that it doesn't happen. Because the conversations are all about the negative elements. And these are it's not just talk. The potential is there. So when the conversation, there's so much talk, there's alarm raised, then it shapes, the way our response is, So as you can see, there's a lot of peace projects around. I mean, sometimes people will say, it's too much, everybody's doing it. But there's a reason for it. It's because of the way the conversations are going. And it is important that we are reminded. We have set up a machine in this country that helps us overcome the hurdle of election for 8 consecutive times, which is it's not, we can't just brush it aside as if it's nothing. The elections are not perfect, but we've managed to come this far. And so the work just piles up.
I see that, but I must confess that I've been seeing the NCCE, to the extent that some people feel that this election year, they don't get the vibe of an election year. It's been dominated by the campaign to have illegal mining ban and all of that. Some people think that period took some significant momentum or steam away from the campaign trail. Now we are back to it. But then, so now conversation about peace and all of that has become very important because we've seen the political actors, all of them also threatening, putting things out there here and there. But the point I want to make is that we've seen NCCE in all these. You've done a survey. You've told us what people say they are looking out for. Very comprehensive reviews for our conversations and all. And we hear your commercials in there. And also, let's get into some of the work you've done up until now, right?
Okay, all right.
What was some of the milestones, some of the efforts you've put into this?
Okay. But before I say that, let me just say that the conversation around illegal mining is not outside of the election conversation.
Still very much a part of it.
It's a relevant
very
part of it. And we must still be challenging power seekers to tell us the plan for solving this issue when elected. I think it's important that we actually don't let that conversation die. It doesn't mean that peace campaign shouldn't go on. But when we are challenging politicians to do better, because peace is not just peace. Peace happens when people behave and do the right thing. And one of the things that people have to do right is to not incite, not use intemperate language, not foment trouble, not organize young men and women to go and be disruptive and all of that. And so all of that is part of a peace conference. The illegal mining element is also in there.
It's a silent war that's going on,
yes,
right?
It's in there. So it's very important that we keep talking about it because the peace is not some kind of alien concept, that is alien thing that just drops on you and you have it. It actually takes actions to get peace, the peace that we're looking for. Now, in terms of the work that we've done, I mean, right from the beginning of the year, we've been on the road. I mean, now you will hardly find NCC staff sitting in offices because the instruction is gone out. Everybody's out there on the I nearly said campaign trail.
Out on the peace campaign trail, NCC campaign trail.
It's not just peace. It's peace and getting people. Because this year we've done a lot of work about around. People should think about why go and vote, not just go and vote.
Okay.
Because the why go and vote is very important, and the why go and vote conversation is informed by our thematic areas that we've highlighted for emphasis this year. One is money in politics, monetization, then the usual violence, intemperate language, insults element of it. Then we're looking at religious tolerance, ethnic tolerance, and then we're looking at fake news, misinformation, and disinformation. So in addition to just telling people to driving the vote, getting people to be reminded of their civic responsibility to go out there and vote, we are also across board in all our activities highlighting these issues as issues that we should consider in making the decision and as to who to vote for, and encouraging people to shift the criteria from some of these negative elements, the criteria you use for identifying who you want to vote for, from some of these negative elements into the more positive ones.
So we should look out for development-driven
reasons. Yes,
voting.
we should look for vision. We should look for track record. We should look for ideas that we can connect with. We should look for all those things.
And it was interesting that in one of the surveys, people said they looked out for the character of the candidates.
That is important.
And their track record, their credibility, and all of that. I'm looking at your survey now, and I'm going to zoom into the vote buying question, right? And then there was also the issue of electoral violence. But let me just go through this one. Vote buying in Ghana's election says majority, that is 83.7% of the people surveyed by the NCC described vote buying as offering money for goods in exchange for votes. Close to 4 out of every 10 respondents knew an individual who has been approached with incentives in exchange for a vote. That's 35.1%. And approximately 1 out of every 5 respondents, that's 19.2%, had ever been personally approached with a vote buying offer. Now, more males, 22%, than females were approached with incentives, and a higher proportion of adults were approached with offers. I'm not getting where it's telling me how many were willing to receive, for example. I mean, if you have a majority of them saying that they know someone or have been approached, how worrying
it's very
is
disturbing. But there's an element to the vote buying. There's also vote selling, which is also a big thing.
So now they are selling their thumbs.
The demand for money to in exchange for votes is also very strong, and that's why it's important that we continue harping on this message, because the buying is strong, but the selling element is strong as well. And essentially, we have to remember that we are setting ourselves up for major disaster if we continue down this road. How this thing has become such a major component of our political culture is actually quite astonishing, because in the early days of the Fourth Republic, always in the campaign, you find gift exchanges, matches, candle, T-shirts, those kind of things,
whistles and flags.
And it was never positioned as in exchange for votes. It was never positioned like that. But now we've come to this point where huge sums of money is going back and is being demanded, it's going back and forth, and it's like, people freely say that if you don't come and give me money, I won't vote for you. Delegates will stand and say, this candidate gave me
much less, so I'm going for
so I'll take the one who gave me more.
How much of a threat is this to our democracy? And the thing is that
it's a threat on so many levels. First, it is a threat to our development. Do you understand? After you collect this kind of money from the person who is seeking power, and then you go and elect that person, really truly, what kind of outcomes are we expecting here? First of all, this money is not cheap money. There's no free money anywhere. These people have, I don't know where they get their money from, but according to CDD research, you need at least $250,000 for primaries, for a member of parliament, primaries, right? And that's not talk about the main election. So where is this money coming from? We should worry. We should really worry, because free money does not exist.
So NCCE, you sit on top of this civic engagement part of our society. And so what strategies are you using to recalibrate the thinking of people from selling their votes, demanding money for votes, to now driving things to the issues you raise? Because, I mean, I liked it that you spoke to people and they mentioned what their major concerns or problems were. You had health, you had education, you had employment, you had all of those issues. What strategies are you using to recalibrate the thinking of people from selling their votes to now looking out for outcomes like improved healthcare, better education, and all the things that the people reflected.
Yeah, so we can only point it out, because a lot of people don't see the connection very clearly. A lot of people think that, the money is free, it's being shared, let me just take my share. If everybody's taking the money and I take it, there's nothing wrong with it. But cumulatively, we have to think about the effect, even on our culture as a people, that every single thing is for sale, including your own democracy, including the stability of your state, because those things are all threatened by this money in politics business. So it's about getting people to really for us, think about these things in different ways. So we go beyond just saying, the money is being shared, let me ask for it, or they have money, let me go and demand my share, to thinking about what is the impact of this particular action that I'm taking, and what is the impact of the collective action that we are taking as a community? What are the consequences? What will be the repercussions for us as a community if we sell this seat to the highest bidder, right? Because the person has to recoup the investment plus interest and take it back. What is the implication of that for development? And really, truly, how do we now go and demand development after we've, engaged in this enterprise where money has been, loans have been taken to distribute to us? How do we now go and make demands for development with proper accountability? If we want to be able to execute accountability properly, some of the things we have to take some responsibility for and do as well.
It's 11:09. Catherine Addy is the chairperson of the National Commission for Civic Education, and we are having conversations with respect to the work they've been putting in as we get to the polls come December 7. The point I'm looking for is the likelihood to engage in vote buying, and I see that here. 46.3% say it's very unlikely that they will engage in vote buying. You have 9.1% say it is very likely that they will engage in vote buying. 12% say they were neutral. 23.9% said it was unlikely. 8.7% said it was likely. How disturbing can it get?
Yes, it's very disturbing. And what is even more shocking is the fact that it's so brazen. You see the people who are handing out cash, happily bragging about it on TVs with mics. Yes, filming on TV. They know the mic is in front of them. They can see it's a mic, but they are happily saying, we are sharing this money, and then try and make excuses for it, right? Try and say that, it's because of this and that and that. Then you have the people on the receiving end also same on TV shouting about who gave them how much and how much they got for what and all of that. So it means that it's now become an accepted practice in the political culture. That's what makes it dangerous.
Is that not a way to use the law to whip people in line to stop this? Because it appears what we are doing, the conversations we are having, it's going to be just that, creating awareness and until there is consequence for the action. Doesn't look like this is going to end.
For sure, the consequences matter. But also, it's important that people think about it in different ways. Because to be honest, many people who do this do not think that there is going to be a problem. They only think about it, it's free money. Let me just take my share. They don't think of it as
a lot of them are not necessarily poor people.
Yes, that's what I'm saying, that they think of it as free money. Not money, not poverty alleviation money, but it's just free money that I'm just taking my share. But they don't think about it as money that has dire consequences if I take it. So getting that message across is important. But law enforcement is critical to the success of this campaign, because education without law enforcement does not lead to optimized results. So it's important that the law enforcement element is also cranked up, And I always say that a few examples will always straighten things out. A few very strong signals, a few examples can always. So, we hope that the law enforcement will also kick in, because this is a real threat. We don't know where the money is coming from. This could be money from drug dealing, human trafficking,
blood money,
organ trafficking, all these dark money sitting all over the place, waiting for places to invest. If a cartel decides as well, there are some people doing elections and they are willing to sell their country to the highest bidder. One day we'll wake up here and a country will belong to some really frightening people.
Who should we look up to take up the legal ends of this? Because I'm not seeing it.
Law enforcement is police.
Yeah.
Education is NCC.
Yeah. I see.
There's division of labor.
Your report, your survey also captures election-related violence.
Yes.
And you say that in terms of awareness of election-related violence, 77.9% of the respondents are aware of pockets of pre-existing violence across 276 constituencies. Regionally, the Northern region recorded the highest with 34.3% response on awareness of pre-existing violence. More males, 20% than females. 17.5% were aware of pre-existing violence in their constituencies. Why should we be worried about this?
Well, because and this violence and the persistent occurrence of violence in elections is very unfortunate, because at the start of a republic we had those incidents. One would think that as you're growing in your democracy, as confidence is deepening, as the democratic roots are deepening, you will find less and less and less of this. But we still have that problem, and it's really unfortunate. Again, there are things that people have to understand. That first of all, I always say that if you go and engage in violent activity and then you make a sacrifice, your life, your limb, your blood, your eye, whatever it is, even if your party wins and they are jubilating, even from the day of jubilation, your jubilation is not
it's
complete, because you are ill and you need care. And I don't think anything in this world is worth your life, your health, your future in that way. A lot of times, those who are instigated to take these actions are vulnerable. Right. They are young, they are unemployed, they have problems. I mean, the world is flat now. They see how people are living elsewhere, they see their circumstances, and they feel like there's no hope. So small enticement can push them to undertake some of these things. But again, all humanity is shaped by communication. Our society is shaped by what we choose to share, what we choose to teach. So the education,
choose to celebrate.
Yes, and so the education element is so important. Young people need to feel like they are heard, they are seen, they matter, and their vote counts. Right. And so it's important that the education gets them. And on that, we've been doing a lot of education around the country. We are holding these town hall meetings with different groups of young people, targeting young people in communities, area clubs, Okada riders, apprentices, and all of those categories of people who fall into this vulnerable group because of their circumstances. We are heavily targeting them for public education. And when you talk to them, they will tell you that, they won't say it's them. They'll say, well, their friends, sometimes there's hardship, and so people come with these offers and entice them. And sometimes they come and they bring them things. So that if you have motorbikes to give me, why do I have to go and commit a crime before you give it to me? Some of the stories are really harrowing. We're telling them that what you need to understand, that being part of a political party is actually encouraged. You are as a free citizen of this country, you have a right to join a political party. You have a right to campaign for your political party. You have the right to join your political party to develop a strategy to win. And so when they come to you, tell them that campaign has more chances of bringing votes than violence. And you see what I mean? Because it baffles me. How does going to fight add votes? Because ultimately it's vote you're looking for as a politician. How does the fight add one vote?
Now, Kathy, I see that when it comes to the election-related violence, you break down in your survey, there's a breakdown of primary factors that trigger these ERVs, election-related violence. There is political polarization and fierce rivalry. There is also electoral fraud or irregularities, disputed election results, ethnic and regional tensions, and all of these. So it's good we know what the sources of triggers can be, and then start working towards them. I feel some work has been done in all these respects. In the matter of political polarization and fierce rivalry, how can that be dealt with? How have you sought to deal with that? And I guess also the major one here could also be electoral fraud and irregularities.
Yes. On the issue of electoral fraud, I think that the electoral management body and all the agencies and structures that work together to give us successful elections must win the trust of the people, must be in constant communication with the people, must be responding to the issues that are raised, and must do all that is possible, give out information, give out reassurances, show up when the people want you to show up to talk to them, so that in the long run, the trust is built. It is when trust breaks down that sometimes, even when there's not a problem, people will see a problem. You understand? Yeah. Because some of the accusations of electoral irregularities may not even necessarily be true. But if you have not built trust, then every little thing that even a small explanation should be able to resolve becomes a big problem, because the fundamental trust, which is the basis of all of the things that we are doing, is lost.
So there's a story here, for example, on my journal line. Public trust in EC drops to 28% ahead of 2024 elections. This is according to the Afrobarometer report. Let me just give you a quick highlight. It says the latest Afrobarometer survey reveals that public perception of the EC as corrupt is on the rise. While the EC is responsible for organizing the December 7 election in a fair, impartial and transparent manner, only 28% of respondents express trust in the commission.
I think that it's a challenge that all of us must work hard to address, even as we move towards it. When I say all of us, I mean all of us, the stakeholders in the
I'm sure you meet. Let me just tidy up my question. I'm sure as NCC boss, you read these things, and as heads of such institutions, you all meet and have conversations among yourselves. So, what efforts are being put in place to ensure that the public trust in institutions like the EC, the judiciary, all key towards a smooth election takes place?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Well, the thing is that I can't claim to be a spokesperson for any other agency. So I will just talk about our part as NCC.
That's fine.
And that is where I say that it is important. It's important to build the trust, but also as citizens, it's important for us to ensure that the information that we are receiving about things is information that is true. And so issues around misinformation, disinformation, fake news come into play here. And a lot of these issues, these pieces of information out there are actually crafted to mislead and to create the mistrust. And so the organizations responsible for elections must be proactive in ensuring that they are not overtaken by this agenda to ensure that the trust continues to go down. We must also work very hard to ensure that we keep the public well informed. The electoral management body and the other organizations, the other departments must ensure that there is enough information, there's enough avenues for clarification, and there's a lot of room for people to ask questions and for their questions to get answered.
Right.
So once we do that, it's almost like a battle between those who want to push misinformation and those who are trying to ensure that the correct information gets out there, and are working hard to reassure the general public that there is no reason for the mistrust, that the mistrust has no basis, and that sort of thing. So the whole point about the survey is that we highlight these issues, and that's why the survey comes before elections, so that we can address them, and so by the time we get to elections, a lot of these problems should have been ironed out.
That's a good one. I was going to get into the misinformation part of things, because I know many media houses, ours in particular, we're doing a lot of work to counter misinformation, because then people use some of your templates and put out very fake news, and
the media houses are becoming victims.
It's coming from your outlet, and it's quite a problem. So I will come to the misinformation point, so you let us know how, as citizens, our civic responsibilities in cross-checking, double-checking before we consume and even share some of the information that we do. But to the point of trust in public institutions that play very key role in the successful outcome, that will play key roles in the successful outcome of the elections. You talk about the consumption of information that could fuel the mistrust. But sometimes you've had very key personalities from the same institutions who are either who mostly retired. I can give examples. If you take the Supreme Court, for example, we've had former Chief Justice and then a former Justice of the Supreme Court all make comments that feed into a perception that the judiciary is not entirely independent. So for such issues as an NCC boss, don't you think that the institutions also need to take some proactive steps to regain the confidence that's been chipped away without
absolutely
action or inaction?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I've said that they must be proactive and ensure that there's accurate information, and they must also be they must be okay, let me put it this way. They must be eager to work on the problems that the public throws out. You understand? So they must work on the... So if people are saying that this and this and this are the things that we find problematic, it is important to work on it and demonstrate that you've worked on it and show to the public that, no, this is not the way we are going, and so on and so forth. The other thing we have to understand is that there's room for public discourse in a democracy, and everybody has the right to speak their mind. And so just because somebody has spoken their mind does not mean that it's the end. You understand what I'm saying? Because having that public discourse is part of the refinery process. You understand? It's part of the cleaning up. It's part of the bringing up institutional memory or national memory. It's part of having an idea of what has happened in the past. So it's really important for people to speak up. After all, we live in a free country, so people speaking up should not be a problem. But we shouldn't take that freedom of expression to mean that there's a problem that cannot be solved, for instance, right? So in any institution, even if former personalities from that institution speak their mind, it's very important that we hear it. But in hearing it, it doesn't mean that problem cannot be solved.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
And so we must learn to understand discourse in that sense, that the discourse must continue. We must continue to air our views. We must continue to critique. We must continue to say our mind, of course, all in the context of within the confines of the law. But that conversation ongoing does not mean that everything has broken down. We must build on, because there's no situation where there's nothing good.
Right.
But we must use these conversations to build on the positive elements of our nation building process, and ensure that as we are building, things are getting better. And while we are doing that, we must always keep the people informed. Because sometimes things are happening, people don't even realize that all these steps are being taken to ensure that whatever the difficulties or challenges that have been identified is being addressed.
Kathleen Addy is the chairperson of the NCCE. We are having conversations on the work of the NCCE ahead of the general election we have coming up soon. I'm going to ask you about the conduct of political figures and how much of an impact it can have on their supporters, the youths that we've described as vulnerable, who can be used to foment trouble. We've seen a bit of acrimony from our legislature, for example, over the past, sometime this week, gone resolved. And we've seen some political statements made by some of the influential figures that have been described as very divisive across the board. How important is it for the political actors to conduct themselves in utterance and in deed? How can that,
It's so important. It's so important. This survey that we did, we asked questions about what people want government to do for them, but we also asked people detailed questions about what they want their legislatures, their representatives to do for them. And people have real problems.
True.
You understand?
Education.
People have real and these problems that they are talking. If you look at all the surveys we've done over the years, these problems that they identify are persistent. The biggest chunk of our public purse is dedicated to health and education and those key things. But yet still, the gap is huge in terms of people's satisfaction with those services, And so, let's try and focus on what is important for the people that we represent. That's the angle I'm trying to take here. It is important that even as legislators, we always come back to what is important for the people. Do you understand? It's not just the NCC survey. All the surveys out there point to the same things. There are still difficulties. There's progress, but there are still difficulties. So my first point is that let's try as hard as much as possible as we represent people to focus on what is important to them. You understand?
Because on 28th of October this year, if you go to citynewsroom.com, U.S. imposes visa bans on individuals undermining Ghana's democracy. And the detail here is that the United States Department of State has introduced a new visa restriction policy targeting individuals involved in undermining democratic processes. This policy, announced on Monday, October 28, will restrict U.S. visas for anyone responsible for actions that disrupts Ghana's democratic integrity. How did you consume this news? How did it come to you? I'll give you a blank check.
No. Yeah. I mean, I have some thoughts that may not necessarily come across very well, from the position I see.
Yeah, because we're a sovereign nation and all.
Exactly. So, well, but you see, there's no country in this world that is in isolation, right? And so we are not an island, and so I thought it was, I don't know whether to say odd or helpful or
heavy-handed. You think it was
heavy-handed? To be honest, I don't have the words. All I know is that maybe there's a good and a bad side to it. Maybe not a bad side, there's a positive and negative element to it. The positive element means that, it's almost as if we are not checking ourselves, so somebody feels obliged to check us, right? Yeah. And that's not a good thing, right? We must, as a sovereign nation, we must never drive ourselves to a point where a partner country feels compelled to take this kind of public action and confidently announce it. You understand? We must not get ourselves to that point. So for me, that part of it is unfortunate.
Was it unnecessary?
It depends on how you want to look at it.
It's a precaution. I don't know.
So from whose point of view? Because all nations, first of all, we have to understand that all nations act in their own self-interest, right? So much as that directive to us, it looks like it's meant to ensure that we ourselves behave properly to secure our own democracy. We have to understand that
Big Brother.
Yeah, the US has an interest in ensuring that the democracy stands, and that interest is their interest, not necessarily just our interest. So we have to, have that context as we talk about these things. But at the end of the day, we must really, we must have some reflection, some reflection on when things like this come up. We have to ask ourselves, why are we driven to the point where partners must be worried to a point where they feel compelled to make such an announcement? I think that's the conversation we should be having.
A part of it reads, by imposing these visa restrictions, the U.S. aims to reinforce its support for Ghanaians' aspirations for a fair, peaceful and transparent electoral process. The process underscores Washington's commitment to advancing democratic values worldwide and preventing any actions aimed at manipulating or violence in Ghana's electoral process. But that's just about it.
Exactly.
2024, though, it's been described as the election year. You have about 64 nations going to the polls, and the stakes are quite high. We are coming from a post-COVID era geopolitically, and a lot of nations are experiencing very dramatic outcomes and all of that. As we go into the elections, what would be your word to all the various parties, stakeholders going into relying on all the work that you've done in the past, given that also in our previous election we've seen some incidents of electoral violence that has led to records of some people dying and all. What do you want to see this election become after 2024 election? What should be the outcome? What do you desire for Ghanaians?
Well, first of all, we have to understand that we must do everything in our part to ensure that our nation continues to hold, we still have the one Ghana after the election. That is what all the stakeholders must have at the top of their mind. That any action that would threaten the stability of the state, should be put on the back burner. And we also have to start coming to terms with the fact that in this election, there's going to be a winner and there's going to be a loser. And I mean, polls tend to indicate these things, but until the result is announced, none of us can claim authoritatively, on authority, with confidence, that we know who is the winner and we know who is the loser. It is important to have that mindset so that we manage expectations.
Right.
You understand? We manage expectations, because if you have this deep assurance, if it doesn't go your way, your emotional response might then trigger an action that will lead to chaos. So it is important that we all bear in mind that there's going to be a winner, there's going to be a loser, but we don't know which is which. The other thing that I want to talk about in terms of the work we are doing is that we are currently in a parliamentary candidates dialogue season.
Okay.
So all across the country, in every constituency, we are holding parliamentary dialogues where we have the candidates in that constituency together on a platform with the community to have a conversation. There are several of them going on.
How's that going?
Oh, well, it's going. I just attended one yesterday. Was it the day before? I've lost track. Oh no,
so
I've lost
of
track of my days. But I went to the last one I went to was in Ashedu Keteke Ododo. Unfortunately, the MPP candidate did not attend, but the NDC candidate was there, the CPP candidate was there, and the PPP candidate was there as well. Look, I want to implore the political the parliamentary candidates to try and patronize this extremely important exercise. Because when you don't attend and your opponent attends, this thing is essentially it's a free platform. You have the opportunity to tell the people directly with others present. So it's not like just you and your followers, exciting each other. We have this well-moderated activity where you get a chance to explain to people, to convince people why they should vote for you and what you should do for them. So if you don't attend and your opponent gets the free platform, to be honest, I don't understand why anybody will not.
Well,
it's unfortunate, but where all the candidates are present, we have a very deep conversation that is balanced and nuanced, because one person doesn't have the platform. But if you don't show up, then your opponent has the platform.
Advantage.
Yeah, and it's a great advantage, because the audience in those meetings are made up of community members. They are made up of influential people. We have all the people that our inter-party dialogue committee is the structure for organizing this, and the inter-party dialogue committees have how do you call it? The members of that committee come from all over, all the different angles. So it's so important that they attend.
Catherine, I have some messages or questions for my listeners for you, but NCC, this time you have some money here.
Why?
I'm asking. So that's why NCC, I mean, NCC can, when your name comes, budget issue, this time you have money.
But you should know.
The money has come.
Let me.
Has the money come?
The money has not come completely, some of it. But let me tell you something. You know my personal style. I never start off with the negatives, right?
Okay.
With the money thing, because I also feel that part of having the job is the challenge to make things work with the circumstances.
Well, we know we can help you.
Yeah. Oh, that would be great. But you know already. I don't need to.
You have enough this time.
I don't know about enough.
Okay.
But this year, first of all, we did not have a separate donor fund for elections. So there was that. This year, all of our work, most of it has been funded by the government of Ghana.
Right.
We've had support from different agencies, from the IFES, which is the International Federation for Election, and then there's IRI, which is International Republican Institute. So we've had these organizations give us some support. We have some support from the UN. We've just received some support from ECOWAS, right? So we are getting bits and pieces of support. But the chunk of the work has been on the back of the government of Ghana.
Right.
This year has been better than the previous years, but obviously this is an election year. This year we even got some money for cars.
I see.
So yes, we've been able to. Well, it's not yet delivered.
So are you doing information dissemination communities with these cars?
Yeah,
The cars are not in yet.
They are not in yet.
But we have few
but
days
the cars,
to elections.
I'm just saying that it's not meant for just election. Our life goes beyond that. I'm making a point here.
I get you.
That it's not all lost.
But I'm also saying the urgency of the moment.
If it had come earlier,
yes,
it would have been better.
Okay, that's a question for you, Kathleen. Nay from London says, can you ask the NCC boss what they are doing about people misinforming the public on social media? Are they going to take any actions against them, or they are going to be allowed to work free and continue with the activities? I saw a post on X where one social media person said the EC has changed the positions of the presidential candidate, and someone was asking voters to print 1 to 8 if they intend to vote for. Okay, right. So
there's a lot of misinformation and disinformation.
So much of it.
And a lot of it is agenda driven. Yeah. So when you look, I'm sitting on Citi FM, so I can say this: that when you see some of these things, please check the Citi portals and see if you can if
it's not here,
verify
it's not
that Citi is covering it. Yeah. Maybe if Citi is covering it and this is where your trust is, you can know that this is dodgy. What I'm imploring all of us Ghanaians to not become part of another person's agenda by sharing these things that drop in our inbox that give us so much cause for worry. If all of us stop sharing on autopilot, right, and start, because you see, Kele, to ask people to cross-check every piece of information that they come across is really asking a lot, because the average user of social media is just scrolling.
Yeah.
It's just scrolling.
Yeah.
But what you can do that is well within your power is to not share.
Right.
Let the agenda stop with you.
Right.
Because a lot of these things that we see are part of an agenda that you may not be even part of. You are using your data, your time, your brain power, your resources, your emotions to push an agenda that you are not paid for and you don't even know anything about.
That's a good point.
You see, so please, let's stop with the sharing and the automatic sharing and forwarding. That's a big part of the solution to this misinformation problem.
Brilliant point made. And just to add that for us, our commitment to accurate information continues. We have the hashtag Citi Verify Ghana GH Polls 2024. If you check out all these hashtags, you are able to confirm. And if you see any news card that bears the name Citi, you will see the QR code there. If it's not there, it tells you that it's not authentic or original. Good morning, Citi. My question to the NCC boss is steps they are taking to educate kids and the youth, especially at the primary, JHS and SHS levels, who are involved in social vices. Too many kids are getting imprisoned because of ill advice, lack of knowledge of the laws, and peer pressure, social media, and some of the content on the media, if I can add also. So Ed from Tema is worried about the content that young people are consuming. What are you doing about it, NCC
and rightfully
boss?
so. First of all, one of the things that I'm curious about is parenting, for instance. Because apart from everything, it looks as if young people these days have less supervision than when I was young. That's what it looks like to me. I may be wrong, because NCC would do the programs. Obviously, this is not an organization that can hold your child's hand on a daily basis and be telling them, be in their ear 24/7, telling them, do this, don't do that, don't do that. But we have to go back to living as a community and working together to build community. That's part of our civic responsibility. We have to build community. So part of building community is ensuring that some of these social vices are addressed in the context of community. What is the role of parents? What is the role of religious leaders? What is the role of extended family? How are we working together to ensure that these social vices that we see in our communities are kept and eliminated, ultimately? And
so you think that we need to go back to that families unit where for all the roles that we are reneging, we should get back to.
Yes, we should get back to it. Yes.
But that's a good point to make. But one of my frustrations with institutions like yours, NCCE, is that we see you more when there was COVID. We had a lot. There's the election, and we are hearing you all campaigns and everything. But I also know the importance of tools like conversations like this, to do social engineering.
Yes.
So if you go to other jurisdictions and you see signs that clearly say, do not do this, do not, even gum. People do not throw gums around. We have a very filthy country put together. We've been recording cholera in Kasua, cholera in Ada, insanitary situations everywhere. And there's even traffic. Filth. And I don't hear much of NCC about these things.
Yes, it's only because it's election year, so our focus is on there. But ordinarily,
I don't hear, honestly, I've not heard NCC say, clean your desk, be gentle, be polite,
let me tell you something. All I'll ask you, Caleb, is that please go and dig our social media. Go and dig our social media.
Even on your WhatsApp platform.
This WhatsApp channel was set up this year.
No, it's been there for a while.
The WhatsApp channel.
I know.
It's only been activated. Do you understand? Look, there's progress.
NCC.
It's not 100%, but there's progress. Oh, we are doing better than before.
So people are late. When you travel out of Ghana, the perception a lot of people have about Ghanaians is that if there's a meeting, Ghanaians are part. They're going to be late.
Yes.
I've not heard NCC talk about anything. I'm talking about these social values and attributes that I don't see what you mean. Campaign towards social engineering in that respect. Then the election,
we take on your critique.
Okay, please do something about it.
We will.
We want to see something. It's been
but I just want to say that we can't do it alone.
That's true.
That civic education is a shared responsibility. Partnership with houses like Citi, powerful voices like yours that go much further than mine. Caleb, you are more powerful than I am.
You are
more powerful than I am.
You're a big woman. You are having support from places. Please, let's see the work done.
Your voice goes further than mine. So support and partnership with people like you is actually how we'll be most successful in the future.
Thank you.
Oh, but Caleb, you haven't commented that this year.
Yes.
This year we've paid for advert. We are playing advert. Yeah,
I was shocked to hear one of those adverts.
Look, we are doing well. We are trying.
So support has come. The money has come.
Yes, but you see, the point is that we are working. You see,
push for more money and work on the lateness and all that. Yes. So after elections, still be relevant to us.
We will be. We will be. But I just want you to acknowledge that we've paid for airtime. This is very unusual.
There's a problem.
That we beg that this time we've paid. You have to acknowledge us properly, please.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
It was good chatting with you. That's the chairperson of the National Commission on Civic Education, Kathleen Addy. 97.3 Citi FM. It's quarter to the top of the hour. We'll take a very quick break. When we're back, lots and lots of your messages. Back to the big conversation about traffic congestions and people's frustrations, and some voice notes as well. We'll be sharing them with you. Stay with us.
This is the
It's 5 minutes to the top of the hour, and we are thrilled to announce the 4th edition of the Tertiary Unlocked, the flagship program from the Virtual Career Office, an exciting event designed to help recent high school graduates and tertiary students take charge of their academic journeys with confidence and strategy. In partnership with JA Ghana, this year's event will happen at the British Council, Accra, on Friday, 22nd November 2024. It starts at 9 a.m. So expect to hear from industry experts across various fields and students sharing their personal stories, navigating tertiary while exploring tertiary options at our exhibition fair featuring Academic City University College. If you are interested, tertiary TVET institution and corporate organization exhibit or sponsor this event by contacting us on 059-860-8570. Follow us via at Virtual Career Office on all social media platforms. It's an event that's sponsored by Boat Ghana, Voltic, Clear Path, Career Consult, Mugzi Marketing Group.
Now, if you're looking for litigation-free land, then speak to the people at Royal Kingdom Estate. They specialize in land acquisition, construction, design, property management, and so much more. They have properties in prime areas like Accra and Ibri with land starting at 90,000 cedis, and they offer flexible payment plans as well. Call them on 055 555 909 or send them an email, info at Royal Kingdom Estate, and you can find their office at Cantonments opposite the Soul Clinic International School. Royal Kingdom Estate, building communities, nurturing dreams.
So just gone by was our conversation with the NCC Chairperson, Madam Kathleen Adi. And Nathan, I always say that people take for granted what we enjoy in this country as the peace we take for granted. I mean, look, it was annoying. One of the annoying things I experienced in Kenya, anytime I was going to the mall, right? We're in a place called Kilimani, and there was a popular mall there called Junction Mall. And Nathan, the security checkpost, it's you know, you will go, they will scan you, they will do that thing, and I'm like, but this is just mall. I'm just coming to buy tea. I'm just going to pick tea.
Yeah, but you also need to
because
understand
of their history,
yes, the context,
because of the terrorism, because of the electoral violence and all those things. So if we are having conversations now about peace and the need to protect the peace, please do not take it for granted. Do not think that because we've enjoyed this for so long, to some people it's a luxury. Fact that you're able to walk in anyhow, anytime, go and come back, and it's relatively okay. It's not same elsewhere. Yeah. So at least I think this is the one thing that we have kept and done so well for ourselves that we shouldn't take for granted at all. So don't get bored. Don't get tired of it. It says, please, you set the title of this. Oh yeah, I did go come by Jidu. Jidu is DZIDU. It's a refreshing sound. Very refreshing. I have some messages here. I'll read them for you as well. Why must we beg and plead for the right thing to be done? We must be angry and demand. You write those in capital and demand. You didn't add your name. Hello, Caleb and team. Lekma Hospital to join the main road at Kofi Annan is terrible. Heavy traffic. Yeah, that's true. I'm currently sitting in the traffic at Palace Flower Port. I totally agree with the lady on the runabout right under the bridge. The technical calculation just gone wrong. The entry to the runabout is very narrow. You need to be very cautious when turning, which shouldn't be so. It's really stressful. It's been that for the past weeks. No signs, no communication. Sometimes I feel the contractors will be attacked due to frustration. Okay, they should do something. Well, Ahmed said they are releasing press releases. Ahmed, press releases.
They have to do far better.
Yeah.
Far better. KB says, I spent 3 hours to cross a 2-minute stretch. Quarter tank fuel finished. So amount of fuel burns just to cross is another issue. I think an artificial problem has been created. So when the road is opened, it becomes a solution. I say this because there's nothing ahead causing it. No police deployed to manage solutions. Only a few inexperienced guys managing the situation.
Wow.
For some comments.
Happy birthday to Major General Dr. Emmanuel Wekem Kotia. You're the Commissioner General of the Ghana Boundary Commission, GBC. Ghana Boundary Commission, GBC. And this is coming from your very good friend Richard Mensa OJ. It's top of the hour, and Hawa Idrisu Mustafa is here. How are you doing?
I'm okay, Caleb. Good morning.
Nice.
How are you?
Good morning to you. I'm very good, thank you.
Okay. I think I would want to say a happy birthday to Justin Kudia, the NPP's General Secretary. So this is coming from myself and Nakwama. We say God richly bless him, and he should have a wonderful day. So happy birthday, Justin.
Who else?
That's all for today.
Okay, what's in the news?
Coming up, Chamber of Petroleum Consumers Ghana urges